Where's it duplicating from? Oh, well, I'm leaving it on right now just because I want to hear it. And then I'm going to pause it because I don't want to hear myself twice. How are you guys?
Alright, there we go. Now my mic is on. Boy, that was the best start to a podcast ever.
Oh, is it started already?
Yep, we are
Really?
live.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Alright, so we've got our guests today. We've got, would you like to introduce yourselves?
Alright, I'm commandycan. I like to make music. Hi.
I'm Flaminglog. I like to make art.
Oh.
That's very, very foreboding.
It's profound.
Anyway, yeah, this podcast, we haven't got too many questions queued up, so we should be able to do some cool things. I hear Flaminglog wants to try out a bit of a freestyle. Is that right?
I will be up for that, yes.
Your mic's sounding a bit crackly, and
robotic.
yeah, I'm wondering.
I have no idea how it sounds because I can't hear it.
Maybe try unplugging it and plug it back in.
Oh,
That solves a lot of problems.
Let's try it.
Give it a try.
that's scary.
It happened after the call started lagging a little bit, so. Stutter fine. I think that's how I describe it. Oh.
Better? Or no?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a lot better now.
A lot better.
Sounds like it did before.
All right.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, he did it on
I
purpose.
wouldn't want to sound like a robot the whole time. That would be sad.
We'll save that for the Chip podcast.
All right.
I wish I could do that intentionally. That would open up some pretty interesting possibilities.
Are we getting into questions, or what are we doing here?
Well, I will boot up the questions in a moment. Right now, funnily enough, Flaminglog actually has his webcam on, so now I'm scrambling around trying to create a mask designed to accommodate one person.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize we weren't doing webcams because like I was
Well, I don't have
was
one, so-
following from in
Yeah,
episode 3.
Completely up to everyone. But the thing is, I actually hard-coded the nameplates, so I've got to recreate said nameplates, which is good because I put the nameplate and the actual text on different layers. So I don't even know what font I used.
I can just like turn off my webcam.
Marble
if it's
No,
Hornets.
enough.
no, it's fine. No, it's fine. Keep it on. Keep it on.
Okay.
Webcam's good. Let's see. All right. I think I was using Sentry Gothic here. So how are you guys doing?
Good.
I'm doing
focusing
well.
on to the Chaz's comment about Marble Hornets, and I'm thinking about that YouTube thing.
I loved Marble Hornets. I actually
Oh
met
my
them.
god. That was so long ago. I probably had to have been like 15 or something.
Hang on
Oh,
a second.
it's not the
Since you
font.
mentioned Marble Hornets, I gotta grab something.
Ooh. I wish I could do show and tell, but
Oh boy. Okay, I think it is Sentry Gothic. I just also.
I bet it was Helvetica.
No, it's Sentry Gothic.
There was that one font that they did a documentary on that I had to
Okay.
watch because I used to be a graphic designer.
Mm,
I forget what it was called.
commandycan. The thing
Name?
that bothers me is like both of your
Check it out.
producer aliases are so long that I actually.
Oh,
yeah.
You could shorten mine. You could use Triflate just this once, even though I don't use that name.
Anyway, I
I
think
have signed copies of the Marble Hornets season 1.
Oh my god.
I need
What?
to. I need to get this mask sorted out pronto because I need to show this.
Yeah, you gotta show. I'm the only one that can see that, me and you.
Oh damn. Okay. Well, let me know
Beats
when
by
it's-
Jerry font.
Let me
the world
copy
needs to know
this.
about this.
Okay, disable that layer. Rename this to can webcam offset. I am the best at naming layers. It's
I used to have a Beats by Dre headset. Now that he mentions that.
I'd say you could just call me White Crow instead, but that's not that much shorter.
Alright, what have I got? Okay, I've got the title offset, the host offset, so I can disable... shit, which one was it? No, not that. Hold on. Okay, not that. There we go. Disable that and that. Shunt this up. I'm not entirely concerned with it being centered anymore. Turn the... Well, actually, I don't need to do that, do I? Okay, good. Alright, if I just explore this... It's always good when you start off a podcast with technical difficulties. That's like the most genuine...
It's how you know
thing.
it's going to be good.
Yeah, that way they know it's real.
Alright, hopefully I saved this correctly. I actually saved it as just POTB mask, which is not what I want.
Nice.
Webcam mask 4. Right? Yeah, that seems about right. And I just, okay, I'm going to quickly wrangle with the scenes, so you might see that Flaminglog is actually to the jazz. That's incorrect. He's not to the jazz.
I'm not. Not yet. My transformation is not yet complete.
Alright, what's this? Main back mask. Okay. I still got the scroller from last episode. Don't want that on there.
Ooh.
I still feel so goddamn smug about the fact that I found To The Jazz's SoundCloud before he joined Battle of the Bits.
Oh, you were there for it was cool then.
I was. And I was like, oh my gosh, this guy who I know on SoundCloud is on Battle of the Bits. I'm so excited. And then he completely surpassed me.
Just
Like he joined and then he's already at like 24 or 25 or something.
Layouts. Go to position to size, fit to screen, and then bring this thing down a little. Alright. Yes, I fucked up the nameplates a little. Okay. Well, we can sort that out as we go along.
Just call me Loggy.
I'm not calling
Like
you Loggy.
Back in the Mario Paint days, that was one of my nicknames. They called me Loggy.
I called you
Oh,
Loggy.
Jims.
They called me Loggy.
Well, we might as well move on to questions right now.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
I'm going to be doing this in order of the bulletin because I didn't actually record these onto a text file this time round because,
Nice.
as you can see, this one has been the pinnacle of organization. At least I got a mug of water.
That's the important part.
That's my personal
If your
pledge
voice
to
goes
Loggy.
out in the middle of the podcast, that's it, you're done.
Yeah. Career's over. Anyway, first question then. Save state asking how many shoes are in your shoe closet and which pair is your favorite? Because obviously we gotta have shoes on here. I don't know why. It's just a thing.
The question is that everyone knows Bot was all about the socks. There's the whole sock pull compilation.
Oh, we got a bit of feet display. Okay, I'm gonna fix up this. Alright, maybe I can downsize this a little. Webcam. Okay, I know what I can do. Just gotta shrink. I'm shrinking Flaminglog. And then I just gotta shrink this mask to boot. I could reposition both of those, but I'm a bit lazy.
Is that a foot? Oh, no.
Is it a foot? Is it a plane?
I didn't notice it before. I wasn't looking.
Shit, I gotta
Not that I
crop
see
this.
it.
I gotta crop it. Order position, size, add edited properties. Let's see, subregion. I have no idea what I'm doing, so I'll leave it like that. It's always gotta be janky. Anyway, shoes, shoe closet, what pair's your favorite?
I only have 3 pairs of shoes. My main pair, my pair for work, and then my pair when I want to dress up. And I like my regular pair because they're nice and comfy. That's how I would answer that question seriously. So there you go. There you go, safe state.
as for myself, I've got a pair of work shoes, which are also my dress shoes. I'm a man of simple tastes. I've got a pair of hiking boots for when I go on a walk somewhere. They're also my winter boots. Very nice. And I have a pair of sneakers that are sorely in need of replacing. I think I've had them for like a year, and they've had it. They're dead.
Can we address the question in the chat? Flaminglog, could you do a backflip?
Could I do a backflip? No.
Can you do a backflip? Did you want to attempt to do a backflip? There's always time to learn. You're a young person.
Well, let's...
I'll give you 2 cartwheels, and that's it.
I'm sitting on my bed right now. Let's give this a shot.
Oh, what? Really?
Quick, while he's got the headphones off, say insults about him. Flaminglog is very bad and bad at things.
My cat is in the way.
You've got a cat on. Okay, this podcast is salvaged. Everything is good now.
Nice.
I can't interrupt the cat. The cat is sleeping. I'd feel terrible.
Oh, cats are sacred.
If the cat leaves, I'll attempt a backflip. Just remind me later.
Alright, I'll keep that. I'm gonna write this in a new text file. Reminder to self. Coerce Flaminglog into doing acrobatics. Very important. Alright, good.
Alright. What's question number 2? I'm ready.
Alright, question number 2 is also from Save State. I assume this is his serious one, because he split it up into 2 comments. He asks, are there any songs you made that you think were turning points or milestones in your musical career? And if so, how did your production and quality of music from that point on change?
Alright, well, I went first last time, so I guess I'll let Flaminglog go first this time, and we'll switch it up.
Okay. I've been composing music since 2008, which was a couple of years before I finished high school. I always liked music, but I never really had like a way to compose it because I couldn't read it too well. So I found Mario Paint Composer, and it was in Mario Paint Composer that I had the first turning point, really. I had some very basic songs early on. The first serious song that I made was a song called Versus Father Time, which started a short-lived series. I had like 9 or 10 of those things that are all just versus this, versus that. So that was the first turning point. That was like when I started taking music seriously. After that, I'd say my next turning point was a song called 1,000 Grains of Sand, which is on my first album. I don't know if anyone's heard it. I'd be surprised if anyone's heard any of my music outside of what I put on Battle of the Bits. But
You should link it so I can put it in a scroller.
Let's
Is it on
see if I
SoundCloud?
can. Opus 1? I think Opus 1 is on YouTube.
I want to say something about your opus after you get done with this question, too.
Sure.
It's a funny little story.
Opus 1. Flaminglog. Okay, for some reason the comments on Opus 1 are showing up before the actual thing, but that's the link that popped up when I searched it. Oh god, that's an atrociously long link.
You can fix it before you put it in YouTube.
Alright, hold on. If I just
I mean, it'll bring you right to it.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
yeah.
It's
I'll just follow the
Here,
redirect and
ugly
then
link.
ninja pulls the... Alright,
There
we
it
go.
is.
Okay.
People are going to be
All
confused.
right, so
'cause this thing probably has a
continuing
delay.
on,
What?
that was
You're
the
not allowed to
first
put
time.
references.
That was the first time that I really got into like making long songs. I linked Opus 1 and I mentioned 1,000 Grains of Sand. I am just all over the place. Anyway, both of those kind of represent the same turning point, so the point gets across. I started, getting into like having it be one thing at the beginning and then be something else entirely later in the song, which on Battle of the Bits, we call that Variety Hour now. It's very accurate, I think. So the next turning point is Opus 2, which is Grief, which actually came, I think, 2 years after I wrote Opus 1, because Opus 1 was submitted to Famicompo Mini 8,
Ooh.
and Grief was submitted to Mini 10. And that was the first time that one of my songs actually had something that I could call like success outside of my own opinion of it. I placed 4th and also 15th and 18th in Famicompo 10. I was really happy with how I placed
Yeah, that was
them.
a good showing.
I haven't had a showing like that since. I've had pretty good placings, but I've never had anything like having 3 in the top 20. That was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
The next turning point after that, I would say, was Opus 5, probably, which was relatively recent. That was less than a year ago. But I didn't really go into detail on Opus 2, like what it actually meant for my music. I started to get more into like volume control and thematics, like having the music represent something outside of just the music. Like Opus 1 was just willy-nilly. I just wrote whatever the heck I felt like writing. But Opus 2, I had a set theme. I wanted to cover the stages of grief. And I wrote like stage 1, denial. It was a lot of, jumping around, because it's like you're thinking one thing, but the reality is something else, and I wanted the song to reflect that. And then later on, when you get into anger, it's pretty much just chip metal. That's pretty much what that is. But on to Opus 5, which is the more recent one, that was the first time that I entered something completely intending to win. Like, when I wrote that, I was like, this is it. I need to win Winter Chip at least once. So with a rabid amount of effort, I put together that song, and the due date was going to be in like 2 days, and I didn't have the final part of the song written, so I just kind of got my guitar and pasted a recording onto the end of the chip tune, because it's easier to songwrite than it is to compose. But then the deadline was extended by 2 weeks, and I was like, oh, I actually had time to finish it. But
You might as well just assume that the deadline's going to be extended.
yeah. So
Puke
what
Puke
that
is
taught
watching
me
this
was,
right now.
Yeah, it is.
Is he? Hi, Puke. Thank you for your good sight. We like it.
Also, Puke, I have a personal question for you in a little bit, whenever Flaminglog finishes this story.
All right. Yeah, I'm almost done. Opus 5 was like, I've always been really passionate about the idea of interstellar travel. So I wanted that song to like encompass that kind of love that I have for space travel. And it was kind of following from Opus 4, which was a journey across but Opus 4 was terrible. Don't listen to that song. It'll completely damage your image of me as a composer.
That's good.
That actually addresses one of the other questions that I saw. Opus 4 is my least favorite song of mine.
Oh.
But anyway, Opus 5 it wasn't so much writing the song itself that was a turning point. It was after I finished the song and uploaded it. And I was talking to Kay Faraday about the song, about their opinion of it and everything. And they told me it's, kind of amateurish. Like, your grasp of harmonies is really loose, especially in the beginning. And I was like, oh. And they went on for a while, picking apart the parts of my song that, like, were less than great.
Oh, you actually got an in-depth analysis. I've been trying to pursue that for years. Not years, but a while.
No, I'm privileged to have gotten that, because that's why it was a turning point, hearing that. And then they asked, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm being kind of harsh. Am I being kind of harsh? And I was like, tongue in cheek, Oh, it's no big deal. I only spent 3 months of my life writing this for the person I intend to marry.
I
But
Oh.
yeah, but then the results came in, and I kind of threw a tantrum over the fact that I only got a tin can for it. But in retrospect, it was an important, a little painful, but a very important lesson for me is that effort alone doesn't make a good song. You also like have to know what you're doing, and that's what I think that was was me starting to figure out what I'm actually doing instead of simply doing. So
yeah.
Opus 6, which is going to be played at the end of this stream,
Yep.
not in its entirety, it's not done yet, but the first minute of it or so, um, I kind of want to show that like my grasp of harmonies is better. Like just recently, actually, Plus Tech and Post Apocalyptica were joking on a status that I posted about working on Opus 6, saying, "Is it going to have no volume control and an abuse of vibrato again?" And like,
Wow. That
yeah,
was.
I use vibrato, but I'm trying to use it less. A phrase I've heard used is
Oh,
vibrato
vibrato's
is like
good.
ketchup. It's good. It's like ketchup. Ketchup can be good, but putting vibrato on like every note
Oh,
is like
that's true.
it's like putting ketchup everywhere, including the drink. It's just you don't want to do it.
Yeah, but sometimes some notes with some ketchup on them, that's probably the tastiest thing you can possibly do.
Exactly. Like when it's used right, it's used right.
I think it needs a classier condiment than ketchup, though. They're not giving it enough credit.
It de- when it's used right, ketchup like ceases to be ketchup and becomes something greater than ketchup.
Exactly. It's like a Thousand Island dressing. It's got what? Ketchup, mayonnaise, and relish in it or something like that.
God, I
So,
love Thousand Island dressing. Don't even get me started.
I need to Google this. This is honestly doing these podcasts has been a multicultural experience for
oh,
me.
oh, Thousand Island dressing. I think that's an American thing.
Yeah.
I know in Germany they call it American sauce.
American sauce?
Yeah.
My love of it is now completely justified. Oh my god.
Oh god. Okay. Hold on. Wikipedia's first sentence: Thousand Island dressing is a salad dressing and condiment based on mayonnaise, which I hate, and can include olive oil, lemon juice, orange juice, paprika, Worcester sauce, mustard, vinegar, cream, chili sauce, tomato puree, ketchup, or Tabasco sauce.
So pretty much anything. That
Yeah.
listed like 20 things.
Yeah, the Thousand Island dressing that I've got in the fridge that I use for sandwiches, I think it's got like tiny chopped up bits of pickle in it or something.
Well, that's basically
So
what relish is. There's tiny bits of
pretty
pickle.
much.
Relish is gross though by itself. I don't like it that much.
But yeah, that's
Oh yeah, it is Big
that's
Mac
my
sauce.
story.
Sorry.
I'm done. So it's Commandycan's turn for that.
All
Like,
right,
what are
what was the question again?
the turning points?
Yeah,
in
the
your
question was, what do you think? What songs were like turning points and milestones?
Oh, that one's
and how
easy.
did your production change from that
I don't
on?
even have to think about it. To preface, it happened in Famicom 7. That basically before then I was a nobody. Nobody knew who I was. That was like in 2010 or something. Maybe I'd been writing for like a year and a half, and I didn't have much confidence in what I was writing. But I wrote something. It's called Spanish Pirate Robot Frenzy. It was a VRC6 track. And the thing that I love the most about Famicom is that all the comments are anonymous. So all these people were trying to figure out who this person was that made this song. Because honestly, it was way better than I had any right to make it. Honestly, I still think it's a good song. It holds up. But I was an amateur, and just by chance, I happened to make something that was really good. So I'm losing my train of thought here. Basically, it got second place. I didn't even expect that. I thought it was going to get like maybe top 20. I was like, man, this is better than anything I've ever done, but I don't think it's better than a lot of these songs because a lot of those songs in there were really technically proficient. Like you think Fyra Dark's Penguins of the Apocalypse was in there. Coda entered a couple things. Tony Tai entered Rise and Shine, which is a really good song. And I think that one got like 10th place or something. And Blitz Lunar submitted just like an all-star cast basically in Famicom Plus 7. That was probably my favorite competition I've ever entered because it was just so fun, and there were a lot of good songs in there. Um, and that basically got me out on the map, and it taught me a lot. I got to meet a lot of nice people, and they got to teach me a lot about music. So that's my turning point.
Because I just googled Spanish Pyro Robot Frenzy, the autocomplete filled in the bot frenzy part. Here, it's you got your YouTube upload.
Yep.
Danuct1 did a hardware upload.
Yeah, I asked him to do that. That was a long time ago.
And
If anyone knows Danoct that's watching right now, he does a lot of covers with Famitracker.
Dan's watching? Oh my god.
He's probably
I'm gonna
not
start
watching.
fangirling.
I could ask him if he wants to watch, but
I was
we should
gonna
link
say,
it. We should link it.
I'm a huge fan of his. Like,
but he's known for being kind of harsh to people sometimes. But he was definitely my first friend when it came to Famitracker, and when it comes down to it, he's a really nice guy and a very valuable person to be around.
A lot of people know him for his. He's got like his main channel where he does all these fucking retro viruses.
Oh yeah, the viruses.
I follow
Yeah.
that. That's,
those are great.
Yeah, they're really interesting.
And then there's like his 8-bit Danuct1 channel, and it's just like everyone obviously knows that channel if they've used Famitracker, because you got a tutorial, you got a cover crates layer. It's like
That was actually the first time I ever saw Famitracker in any capacity. There was a video of him doing a Mega Man cover, and I was like, whoa! I was just doing like Mario Paint Composer before that, and then that just opened up a whole new world to me. Because if it weren't for that, I probably would have used an FL Studio plugin or whatever to start writing 8-bit.
Wait, so you came from like Mario Paint Composer?
Kinda, sorta. I saw a lot of videos of it, and then I tried making my own. But I barely went into it. Not enough to say that that's where I started. Famitracker is definitely where I started.
I think I've started around like PX Tone-ish stuff.
Yeah,
Like
which
they-
that's interesting.
It's got,
A
like-
lot of people did that, and I never even heard of it until like after learning about Cave Story and stuff.
Alright. Well, that was a good, productive, lots of information.
Yeah.
Plenty of things I could potentially sell off. Anyway. Okay, DJ Maximum has asked 4 questions.
Okay.
3 of them I have no idea what are about, but the 4th one is, what is your favorite type of chocolate cake?
I've never had it before, but if there were one with white chocolate and then fudge in the center, that'd probably be my favorite because I love white chocolate.
You had me at white chocolate and then lost me at fudge. I cannot stand
What?
fudge.
Oh my god, I love fudge and I love peanut butter fudge. So just fudge in general.
I know,
If
but
there's
it's
white
like,
chocolate fudge, oh my god.
I think there's like a...
Don't even get me started.
I live sort of seaside, so obviously there's a lot of fucking stores that sell like
Oh yeah,
confectionery and shit.
That's
It's a
usually
nice-
where I get fudge, is like when I go to Myrtle Beach.
You know, there's like a store that sells 60 flavors of ice cream, and they have this giant fudge selection, and they've just got bars like as big as solid ingots, and they've got like
But that's the
normal fudge.
best.
You know,
Milk.
there's
Because you can put it in the fridge, save it for later, and then it's nice and cold.
a theme park in my state called Lake Compounds, and like it's
never heard of it actually.
it's
looking it up.
kind of small, but it does like what's notable about it is there's a roller
Crystal.
coaster there called Boulder Dash, and it for several years it was ranked as the best wooden roller coaster in the world.
Wouldn't?
But
What?
the reason
I bet
the
Kenny
reason
would
that I
have
bring
some.
this up is they have a candy store in Lake Compounds, and they sell fudge there, like tons of different varieties. Like there's an entire cabinet just filled with fudge,
Yeah.
and they were like you said, like ingots, like this big, like, that big,
Yeah.
just gigantic.
That's
They
how it
sell
has
it
to
by
be.
the pound,
Like it's meat.
like it's
Like
meat.
grocery stuff. And it might as well be.
I personally can't stand fudge because the taste is fine, but you put it in your mouth and the texture, it's the same reason I don't like nougat. It's just the texture puts me off, and it just sort of, like
I don't know. Well, yeah, if you have too much of it, sometimes it like, I don't know, it gets a little too sugary. But I love fudge. It's my favorite of all the, I don't know,
So,
all the
as for
chocolate things.
myself,
Oh yeah, you didn't get to
subject
answer.
of chocolate cake, I'd have to say ice cream cake, like specifically cookies and cream
Ooh,
ice cream with like crumbled bits of Oreo in
good
it.
answer.
Are you sure
That's
you haven't just been eating Ben and Jerry's?
I
This
really like ice cream.
This sounds like
Like
something Ben and Jerry's would make, like fucking It's got cake in it. It's got Oreo bits in it. It's got chocolate in it.
Ice cream cake's a real thing.
I know.
yeah,
Oh
it
Well,
is.
actually, I don't know. I've never heard of ice cream cake either.
yeah,
I'm
ice cream cake. I
curious.
usually, when I was a kid, I got it for my birthday all the time. It's
Nice.
I don't know how to describe it. It's basically just ice cream,
Looks
but in the
like
shape of
a
a cake.
fancy
Yeah,
ice cream sandwich.
I think they like fluff the ice cream a little bit so it's not like heavy and dense.
Yeah,
Because if
and
you
oh
got like
yeah,
a
the picture
cake
I'm looking at.
slice, if you got like a cake slice sized chunk of like solid packed ice cream,
I
I'd
would
just be
eat
like,
that.
I'd eat it too, but I'd regret it afterward.
Now, one thing about cakes, since we're on the subject, that I think is just terrible and shouldn't be on any cake is icing. I hate icing on
Oh
any
god,
cake.
no,
It's disgusting.
no
It's
icing,
just
no icing.
gross. It always
Honestly,
tastes the same.
I think we're all in agreement on this. Icing is gross.
Good. Yeah.
Oh
It's all right
yes,
as like a highlight if you have like a tiny bit, but once you get to the point where it's like the whole top layer of the cake, it's like, thanks, but
entire thing's just so lathered in it. It's
yeah, it's just you're just eating sugar at that point,
Yeah.
and that's not. Ugh.
Like eating cake doesn't exactly make me feel good about myself, but when there's like a crap ton of icing on it, it's literally the icing on the shame cake.
Oh, now I'm on the Wikipedia page for Baked Alaska.
Oh
What?
my
Baked
god.
Alaska.
I've always wanted to try Baked Alaska because, like, Ben and Jerry's do Baked Alaska. I'm still promoting them.
Is it from Alaska? It's
Yeah, they.
apparently Norwegian.
Yeah, you just sort of like you've got miners, and there's like an entire industry based around. They just go underground and they sort of mine it out, and then it's processed in the furnaces, and that's it. You've got Baked Alaska.
That's
It looks
amazing.
good.
Before that, it's just Raw Alaska, and then
The
Alaska Raw.
last. Hmm.
I've
Yep.
never been to Alaska.
Me neither, and I have no reason to, so I'm probably never going to. Why would you want
Like
to go there unless you were born there?
when I was younger, not that much younger, like in high school, a really good friend of mine was like obsessed with Alaska. Like she really wanted for us to go to like way northern Alaska and like camp out under the auroras and everything. And
I guess that's
I never ended up going, but she actually ended up studying geology at the University of Fairbanks in Alaska. So
jeez.
like I haven't been there, but I can definitely see the appeal.
I can see the appeal if you never want to see the sun.
Oh yeah. Or alternatively, if it's like in summer solstice, the sun doesn't set in parts of Alaska.
That's
Ooh.
cool.
I live in
I don't
Portland.
know.
The sun is just like it's half mythical. Sometimes you see it and you just doubt. You just are your eyes working correctly? Is that light in the sky? Usually it's just a sort of vague illuminating haze. That's Britain. Oh yeah, speaking of being on a topic, didn't you want to say something after Flaminglog's thing about the producing?
What about producing?
You
No, you
said
you definitely wanted to say something. I don't
I
remember
did?
what it was. You did.
Oh, I think. Oh,
about
yeah, I was gonna ask
Opus.
Puke a question, but I thought
Oh
it
yeah.
probably
Oh
would
yeah, you
take a lot.
wanted to ask Puke and then also something about Opus?
Oh yeah, well we'll do the Opus one first. So basically, Famitracker or Famicompo Mini 10. Uh, Me and RushJet were listening to all the entries on like some Robokabuto stream or something, and we were just talking about them. And then Opus 2 came up, and we didn't know who it was. We had no idea it was you. And we were like, "Wow, this is amazing! Like, who did this?" And we were like trying to list people on the Famitracker forums. Little did we know it was actually you. And then whenever we saw it, we were like, "What?" So we were really impressed. So I'd say that was fitting as a turning point for you, uh,
Thanks.
because yeah.
That was the first time that my name was relevant in something, I think. Like
It
kind of
seems
like
like
how Ninja Salsa Spanish. What? What
yeah,
was it?
Spanish pirate robot frenzy. I think Ninja also would have been a good
Spanish
name
Pirate
too.
Robot Frenzy.
Yeah,
It's
that
kind of
woke up
like
was a good way for getting your name out there.
Opus 2 was my Spanish Pirate Robot Ninja
Exactly.
Frenzy.
Yeah.
Salsa cake.
That
Just
sounds
keep adding
disgusting.
words to it.
Yeah.
I think there's like an entire XKCD and a trope on TV tropes relevant to that sort of name.
Oh,
No, there
that too.
is. It's like
Hold on. Yeah, hold on.
Apparently, Spanish pirate robot
Trokies.
frenzy is actually a meme.
there's a
Yeah.
word for that, like an
Troki?
obsession with two-syllable words,
Yeah,
like
it's a trope
badger.
Oh, really?
Monkey.
It's
There's
I didn't
the,
even realize I used two syllables for all the words.
relevant XKCD. I'm just gonna
Like-
put this on the.
Badger, badger,
That's
badger,
KC
badger,
long.
mushroom, mushroom. Like those are all two-syllable words. Conspiracy, New World Order confirmed.
There we go. And hold on. Is a ninja pirate zombie robot? I think is the trope name. Nope, that's just bringing up Kingdom Loathing. TV tropes. Ninja pirate zombie robot. Yes.
I didn't realize there was something behind this.
Yeah, it's apparently
It's
a common
funny.
thing. I like how they've got Lincoln on that grid for the TV tropes article. Everyone should be Abraham Lincoln.
I'm Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, okay. Looks
It's
like our
me.
problem's solved then.
Don't worry, I'm going to free you.
All right, puke. Here's a question.
Ooh.
Whenever you made the song "Keep It Up," I know you had a lyric that said something like, "I need the highest fidelity possible for my shitty 5-minute chiptune," and I think he was talking about my song, but I never was sure.
Oh god, I remember that. It's fidelity.
Because I uploaded that for that winter chip. I uploaded Seaside was the name of my entry, and you know how Fubar, if you don't change it, Fubar 2000 will export your thing at 5 minutes at the highest fidelity possible. And I didn't pay attention to any of that, and I uploaded, and I was like, it was like. This file is too big to upload or whatever, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I heard that lyric later, and I was like, something tells me this is too much of a coincidence to not be true. So I had to think about it. Oh, 7 minutes? It might have been 7 minutes. But was it?
Highest
That's
fidelity render for your shitty 7-minute chiptune, I
Yeah.
think.
I was curious to see.
Been a while
That was
since
inspired by what happened.
I think it's just a sort of general
If
trend
not,
everyone was arguing
Well,
over.
yeah, but if it's not inspired by that, then I'm just going to pretend it is. Because I thought it was funny.
It's like, the thing is, I think people were arguing over, like, since, chiptune doesn't, like, square waves don't really go well in MP3 because you, like, hear the artifacting really clearly. And it's
Yeah.
people are just like, "Oh, you gotta render it at 320 kilobytes per second.
I still think-
variable."
There's a benefit to high fidelity with chiptune, especially when you're mixing it. Like Jake Kaufman did a track for the Noise Channel album, and it was just 2A03, and it sounded really good because he did slight mixing too. You like raise the DPCM and the noise. And I just lost my train of thought. But yeah, that's proof that I think mixing can even help 2A3, even though it's not technically 2A03 anymore at that point because you are mixing it. I think unless you're trying to go for 100% accuracy, go ahead and do it because it works.
Speaking of mixing, alright, here's a hot topic. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
this was raised in the latest round of Sex Modern Mania. No interpolation or linear interpolation.
Honestly, I have limited knowledge on what difference that makes, so
Okay,
Doesn't matter
it's
to me.
like when you have a waveform,
Mhm.
waveforms are like defined in dots, and the
Yes.
computer basically has to do a big, really fast game of connect the dots to get a playable waveform. And with
Yes.
like no interpolation, it just sort of keeps going at the level the last dot was at until it reaches the next dot, and then it jumps to that. But with linear interpolation, it just draws a straight line between every dot and plays that. And it's like,
so that's the laser option.
I guess, but the thing is with like no interpolation means that like square waves don't get fucking ruined by this dumb game of connect the dots, but also everything sounds really harsh and noisy, and linear interpolation makes samples sound a lot better than they would without interpolation, but it also sort of muffles the basic waveforms.
Well, that's interesting. Then I guess it would depend on what you're doing.
Yeah, it sounds situational.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't know. It depends, like what I'm doing, like for image editing. I know the direct comparison is aliasing or no, or anti-aliasing, and the difference is if you have like a brush tool or something, if you turn anti-aliasing off, instead of getting a soft edge around the brush, you just have like a hard edge, like you're using the pencil tool, and that applies for anything, text or anything like that. If I'm doing pixel art, then obviously I'd want anti-aliasing off. But if I'm doing like a Photoshop of, let's say, Donald Trump's head onto a cat or something.
Okay, hold
I
on.
don't know.
I need to do that now. Donald Trump.
Donald, hang on. I got a file that might be useful for you. Let me just send it to the group.
I've done plenty of crops myself. I'll bring up a few. Let's see. I think I cropped out Ronald Reagan once, and then put like
Here, take this picture.
space over it.
Oh my god.
Space.
It's
Ronald Reagan.
It's already pre-done.
Yeah, I kind of did that a while ago, and I was going to use it for something, but then I got lazy, and
There we
that's
go.
as far as I took it.
Space Ronald Reagan.
There's a kitty on your bed.
Yeah, this is my cat.
Actually,
What's
I wonder
its
if I
name?
can rotate
Ollie.
Space Ronald Reagan.
Holly.
Nope. I'm just gonna shrink Space
I'm gonna call her
Ronald
Mr.
Reagan
Pants,
down.
if you don't mind.
It's my cat. Yeah, that's fine.
It's looked. Oh my god, that's the greatest crop I've ever. Hold on. Okay. If I position this correctly, I can probably put this head on Ronald Reagan.
Good. They're the same person.
That'll
The
be
media is lying to you.
submitted as
Ronald
homework
Reagan
for
never
some-
died.
Alright, let me save
for
as
the decade.
trumphead1.png into my document. Someday there's going to be like fucking archaeologists on data retrieval, and they're just gonna look through everyone's hard drives, and they're going to slowly start wondering, just in general, what the fuck did these people store? Where are we? Okay, trumphead1 confirmed in there, so I can add this image. Okay, trumphead and documents. Gotta scroll down. Yep. Okay, there we go. There's Flaminglog's excellent crop. I'm gonna shrink this down. Oh, that actually works great.
Oh my god.
You two will see that on the stream in just a moment.
Good. Where's it going? Oh. Oh.
Okay, there's me shrinking it and perfect
Look at it
positioning.
everywhere. Oh god.
Alright, good. I can close the Google search for Donald Trump and cat now.
Beautiful.
Google search for cat.
Alright, I think we'd better move on to the next question then.
Okay. What's the next question?
Alright, Jintake asks, what is love?
Don't. No, I'm not going for the obvious answer. Can we use this question to talk about Jintake? Because he just came out of nowhere and started posting, and sometimes he's really funny, but I have no idea who he is. He's got that Amiga avatar.
I think everybody just pretends they know he's an Amiga aficionado, but nobody quite knows what his deal is.
I've even seen Japanese people talk about him, like on Twitter. Like I see Jintake, and then I see a whole bunch of Japanese characters, and I'm like, I don't know what they could possibly be talking about. But apparently he's notorious around there. So yeah, there you go, Jintaki. And I hope that answered your question of what love is.
All right. Then we've
I
got
think-
Ooh.
I think love is this cat. Look how this cat is reacting.
You just told me that cat was named Holly, so I'd appreciate it if
Molly.
you would lie to me. Lolly, not Holly. Okay.
No, Molly with an M.
Oh my god. Not Holly, not Lolly, but Molly.
Yes.
Who calls anything lolly?
Apparently he calls that cat Lolly. Or Molly.
Yes. There's a cat in Animal Crossing that's named Lolly.
Oh,
Is there? Lolly
Yeah.
Animal
My sister
Crossing.
plays a lot of Animal Crossing, and she's like
Oh my
kind of obsessed
goodness.
with getting all of the cats in
You're
Animal
adorable.
Crossing into her town.
My favorite is, I think her name is Tangy from Animal Crossing. She's a cat. She's adorable.
Cats are great.
She's an orange.
Puke approved of the cat.
Good.
I think he's answering what love is with a heart.
Can it be the official Down of the Bits mascot now? A cat with Donald Trump's head on it?
I wonder. I'm sure people does
Yes,
remember
we absolutely should start a
Oh.
petition. This has to happen.
that time. I don't know how I thought of this. I guess because of love and dates and whatever. That's a stretch. But that time that Golgi's friends basically broke Battle of the Bits while Puke was on a date, and his phone got blown up with text messages like, "Hey, the site's broken."
Oh god.
I vaguely remember that.
I need to have Puke on for a second episode someday so I could query him about like this. I just keep hearing anecdotes about him.
It was really funny. He, of course, I don't think he thought it was very funny at the time, but I'm sure now he can laugh about it at least a little bit.
He slowly punches.
And then Mooksley made a story that kind of encapsulated it in an OHC entry.
I
And it was
remember
nice.
that.
Oh, is that one of those like ASCII story OHCs?
God, I miss those.
Oh
can
no
we
no!
get the
It was
petition
it was
for
an
the cat
all year.
Trump?
What was it called? I'm gonna try and look it up. I think it had phone in the title. Mooksley phone. We'll you know what? Moot. Now the site takes okay.
Fuck all of you, catface. Good message from Puke.
Aw.
He really does love us.
That's nice.
We're the best user base.
It's called Puking on My Date. Is the name of the entry here. I'm gonna put it in the YouTube chat.
Good. Just like.
Oh god, I keep forgetting. You can't put links.
I'll put it in the scroller, then people are forced to manually type out the URL.
Oh my god, it actually takes out. Yeah, go ahead and put it in the scroller. Sorry, Puke, if I'm bringing back memories that you tried to repress.
Puking on.
But that was like one of my first memories of Battle of the Bits because I was only here for like a couple months at that point. And I was like, there's a lot of interesting people here.
Oh god, it's an MP3. I might play it on stream, and then again I might not. Go edit the motivational puke scroller.
There. There's a big dot.
It's a dot. Good.
It's supposed to be .org.
Dot borg. Dot dog.
Yeah, I shouldn't be the one talking about it. Anyways, if you ever have Puke on, I'm sure I'll be able to regale the story in great detail.
Oh god. Last time he was on, I'm pretty sure it was the episode of the.
The
podcast.
original, yeah.
The Tilda.
I think
made.
he probably talked about it a little bit there.
Yeah, I
It was
can't
him and
remember.
Mooksley.
Can't
Which-
remember what tale he recounted. This is a bad
If Moot weren't
podcast.
constantly just busy, I would recommend him to be on the podcast because he is a nice person to talk to.
I love Moose.
It's very chill.
Probably my favorite.
Everyone loves Moot. He's like the sort of just vague father figure, the dependable shoulder. It's
I remember when I first saw him on the Family Tracker forums, I was like, "Who is this guy?" Because he was surprisingly like very forward with people. He was just like, "Here's my stuff. Here's who I am. I've been making music for a long time. It's really good. Listen to it." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
I think Moot Booksley's Twitter is like he has some kind of bot set up on it. And
Oh
like,
yeah.
every few days it'll post listen to some good music with a link to his Bandcamp.
Oh yeah, listen to some good
Like
music.
if it was anyone else, I would probably like take issue with that, but because it's him, I'm okay with it.
It's just part of his charm. You take that away, you take away
And,
a
like,
big part of him.
Like if we're being perfectly honest, if Moot Booksley is posting it from his Bandcamp, it probably is good music.
He's just a very nice guy. I'm glad I met him.
I think my personal favorite Moot Booksley memory is this one time we had a 6 songs in 60 minutes all
Yep.
gear. Those are really fun, and
Yeah, I love this.
he did his like synth and live playing stuff, and I wrote songs about the senses or something. I somehow stretched it into 6 songs, but I don't remember how I did that. And we both got perfect 35s on our entries. And for some reason, the site like interpreted it as okay, Moot Booksley won.
Oh,
I guess like ties don't happen often enough for that to mean
Oh yeah,
things, I don't
ties are
think.
crazy, especially when it's not a 35. It's like, whoa,
Yeah.
people voted the same thing, and it wasn't a 7.
I'm pretty sure.
I think that
there's
happened with
one
K
more.
Faraday and Fear of Dark once. Oh no, it was actually one of them won over the over. I think I think it was Fear of Dark, but he won
By,
by
like,
a 10,000,
0.02.
so it didn't show
Oh
the
my
unit.
god.
Yeah,
So it was like, how did he win?
0.002 of a
Controversy.
point. I guess
Yeah.
that's why they go to 3 decimal places.
Oh, Cat is on the desk.
All right, I'm ready to answer the next question. We kind of went on a
Yeah, let's
tangent
go.
there.
All right. All right. Go to and play has one for both
Yeah.
of you. Wait, that's one each. One for yeah.
Yep.
Phrasing. Okay, this one's for Flaminglog first. Why the change from F off big NSFs to little micro songs lately?
Okay, well, the reason for that is I wrote Opus 5, which is the most recent F off big NSF file. I wrote that while I was still in college, and I had a bit more free time back then. Pretty recently, I actually got a job as an engineering contractor, and it's been full time. It pays well, so I'm happy with it. But I've just been kind of adjusting to life after college. But more F off big NSFs are coming, and
Yeah.
I just started working on Opus 6, and I hope everyone likes it.
Yay!
That makes me happy.
All right. And the other one is commandycan. I see you have ventured every now and again to sex modded land. What is your favorite format now?
It's always going to be NSF. That's just the way it is. I like other formats, but NSF is the one I started with. It's my baby, which is hilarious because I was born 8 years after the NES came out, so I have no right to actually be an NSF person. But I love everything about it. It's just really fun to work with. So yeah, it's my favorite. But however, I do like sex modded a lot more than I used to, and it's taught me a lot about mixing and how goddamn important it is. So I think venturing into sex modded land has made me a better composer as a result. So I like that.
65 volume levels is a lot more than 15.
It is. And I only use 3 of them.
Alright. Ooh, this one's actually quite relevant now then. Save State asking, how important is mixing and mastering when applicable in your workflow?
Well, since I just got off the heels of that last question talking about mixing, I think it's very important, and it can turn a good song into a great one. Mixing's super important. Honestly, I think arrangement's the most important thing. you have to have an interesting song. It has to do interesting things. But if you have bland mixing, then you're denying yourself so much more than you could be than you could be having. Because people aren't hearing the full extent of the song. Especially if it's very layered and complex, flat mixing, you're not doing yourself any favors. But if you want everyone to hear everything, then you gotta mix it good. So suck it up and mix, or get someone else to mix it for you. That's it.
I'll pay you 50 pounds in order to mix my now NSF. It's about the state of the economy. Also, for some reason, the person hosting the battle put ducks in the bit pack, so make sure the ducks really come through on that. Thanks.
There's the P-Force too.
How'd you figure out the subject of Opus 7?
It must have been a lucky guess.
Well, now you've got to start all over again. You could say you've got to start anew. Oh god. What about you, Flaminglog?
Up until 2012, my answer to that question would have been, what's mixing? But more recently, I've been trying to put more of a focus on it. Adding in good mixing, in addition to like interesting composition, like it gives your song more emotional capacity, I think. Like,
I agree with that.
when I write, I'm trying to tell a story, usually, when it's not for an OHB or a 30-second song. And when I'm telling a story, like, it's not just the words. Like, having a song with no mixing is kind of like a story that you're just reading in a flat tone. Like, and then she said she loved him, and then he let go of her hand and fell into the sea. Like, sure, that's like, I mean, that's Titanic, but it's like, it's sad, yes, but like, it's not a book. Like, when you're writing a song, the people who are going to listen to the song aren't going to be like looking at it like, oh, he did these notes, that's interesting. They're going to be listening to it, and like, a big part of listening is like the volume which different notes are being played at. And if you've got like, you know, diminuendos and crescendos to go with the emotion the song is bringing, then it's just going to make everything that much more powerful. So speaking as a former shunner of mixing, I have to say, like, if you want your music to sound great, you need to focus on mixing.
I agree.
I'm just concerned because when you said reading books in flat monotones, that's sort of my modus operandi. Like, okay, hold on. I have always got on my desk my copy of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone just to start reading spontaneously in the middle of a Skype call to piss everyone off. And it's
That's
just like,
interesting.
let me find.
I have on my desk a copy of The Road to Serfdom by F.A. Hayek to begin reading in an emotionally driven tone in the middle of Skype calls. The effect of the people's agreeing that there must be central planning without agreeing on the ends will be rather as if a group of people were to commit themselves to take a journey together without agreeing where they want to go, with the result that they may all have to make a journey which most of them do not want at all.
Ooh.
I could read the back of this quarter that's on my desk. It's a Virginia quarter. It's from 1788, the Jamestown one. It's got all the Pinta, the Nina, and the Santa Maria. It says quadricentennial on the back. E pluribus.
Do you have an Arkansas quarter, like just laying around?
Maybe.
Like, if you find one, can you mail it to my sister? She's looking for one.
Pennsylvania, which is where I live. That's nice. Indiana.
Let me just
Kentucky,
read this.
and Texas. So no, sorry.
I was going to say, like, if you found an Arkansas quarter, I would have actually paid you to send it to my sister.
There you go. Easy money. You can extort someone live on a podcast now.
Hey, anyone who's watching this, and if you have an Arkansas quarter lying around, I will PayPal you $5 to send it to my sister.
Yeah, while you're at it, if you could just like send me money to my PayPal, commandycan@gmail.com, please and thank you.
To the Jazz has one.
Oh, what? There you go.
I started a
connections.
Patreon and I haven't posted it anywhere.
Oh, you should do that.
If
I should do that.
anyone
That'll
starts
force me to make
donating to my Patreon, I'll quit making music.
Kay Faraday just
I'll
started doing
stop. I will
commissions.
drop off the face of the earth.
Oh yeah, I noticed that. It's, you could commission them to.
Yeah, I'm gonna commission Kev to actually finish that Bot But Decade song that she promised me. Except I promised to make one
God,
too, so I'm no better.
I was going to do an accordion cover of Blue Shift Galaxy, and the time just got away from me. I have no idea how Hertzdevil would react to that. Like if it was a
he
really
would love
solid accordion cover.
He'd criticize your chords. He'd criticize your reharmonization. That's what he'd do.
I think just
He'd probably
because it was
say
an accordion-
something like, "This does not constitute music."
And he'd use big fancy words. Like,
Actually, yeah, that's fair.
I'm pretty sure like half of my entire online voice, like, you know how when someone's typing, you can, it's like sometimes their typing is easily distinctive. You can tell somebody wrote
Yeah.
this. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure what I type half stems from his, because I just fucking use convoluted shit half the time. It's just like, oh, well, I could be using big words. This makes me sound like more of an angry dickwad, and that's the kind of thing I want to convey. I want to convey all the time that I'm angry and a dickwad, preferably both.
I think one of Hertzdevil's comments on Opus 5 on SoundCloud, at like, I think it was like 14 minutes in or something, he just commented, "These DC offsets do not constitute
Oh
music."
god, yeah, that one. Let me see. Opus V Observer. Yep, the DC offsets in this file do not constitute music. Quote from me. That's it, Stell.
I
love Hertzdevil.
If you made an accordion cover of, well, did you say Apacynthean Drive or the other one?
No, Blue Shift Galaxy. I feel
I
like
think he would make
Drive.
that'd be a little too much.
I wonder if I could mash up Blue Shift Galaxy and Apacynthean Drive, like not even give any regards to how the chords go. It would just be pure blasphemy.
I think he'd make a disparaging comment on your entry, but he would secretly love it. It's just the way he rolls.
That's my goal, is to impress Hertzdevil Senpai. Please notice me. Without calling my song not music.
It doesn't, honestly, if you want to charm Hertzdevil, just make a cover of a Beethoven song. You're good to go.
I was actually planning on covering Moonlight Sonata for Famicom 10, but I made Grief instead, and I think I made the right decision.
You could troll everyone and say it's a cover of a Resident Evil song.
That'd be like covering the Final Fantasy IV boss song and saying it's from Kingdom Hearts.
I was actually thinking about doing a cover of Bach's Little Fugue and saying, "Oh yeah, Mega Man Legends final boss theme," or anime song because they love their Bach, especially Evangelion.
I'm trying to think, because
Hey, if it gets more people introduced to classical music, then I'm alright with it.
Hey, this is a cover of "Fly Me to the Moon" from Evangelion.
Fly Me to the Moon. That's not classical.
it could be classical.
I never actually heard that version because every time it got to the credits, I was just like, "All right, I'm done. I don't need to see it."
To the moon.
But apparently, a lot of people associate that song with Evangelion. Like, there's an automaton cover of it. You know, like that.
I need to get
disgusting. It looks like an eighth note, and you squeeze it to open its mouth, and noise comes out. And someone did a cover, and there's like a Ray figurine like flying.
Oh god, yeah, like one of those slide whistles, except you gotta fuck. Oh god. I think there was like one where there was like a trio of people just like covering something with those fucks. And it scared me. Like, not fucking jump scared horror shit, but it's deeply unsettling.
Yeah. Oh, there was a Greensleeves one of Automaton that's hilarious.
Oh god, yes, the Greensleeves one.
Oh yeah, Jim's is right. Bayonetta did Fly Me to the Moon too. That remix was actually, I like that a lot. Except the singer, there's something about her voice that kind of bothers me. But overall, it's a really good remix.
Where were we even at again?
We were talking. What were we talking about?
I was gonna read.
I'm really
Harry
good at
Potter.
derailing.
Oh,
I mean, we don't have that many questions, so we can derail. I
Well,
think.
they're getting more. We're getting more and more.
I think to the
if you
death
refresh
of
the
it.
page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I swear, if like somebody just keeps, if a bunch of people keep asking questions as this thing goes on, we don't.
Oh, my cafeteria closes at 7,
Never-ending
so
stream. The stream's gonna be
if
like
we don't end
5
by then,
hours.
I'm gonna have to go get Subway. Which actually, that's fine. So we can go for another 5 hours. I don't care.
I am
Let's
ready.
go.
It's like Spring Tracks 4.
Just
Hold
keep
on. Before we do the next question, I just need to read this segment of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
Yep.
Chapter 12, The Mirror of Erised. Christmas was coming. One morning in mid-December, Hogwarts woke to find itself covered in several feet of snow. The lake froze solid and the Weasley twins were punished for bewitching several snowballs so that they followed Quirrell around, bouncing off the back of his turban. This is my natural voice. I can do this.
Nice.
But then, like, when I get to dialogue, it's like... When they left the dungeons at the end of potions, they found a large fir tree blocking the corridor ahead. 2 enormous feet sticking out at the bottom, and a loud puffing sound told them that Hagrid was behind it. "Hi, Hagrid! Want any help?" Ron asked, sticking his head through the branches. "Nah, I'm alright. Thanks, Ron." "Would you mind moving out of the way?" Came Malfoy's cold drawl from them.
Very well done.
Thank you. I tried. Put that
All right, what's the next question? Let's get going.
Alright, next question.
Sorry if I feel like I'm rushing it.
No, you're not rushing anything. Alright.
Yeah.
Cesar Safari asking, say you're on death row, and you're about to get the electric chair. What would you choose to be your last meal?
All I can think of is the Admiral's Feast from Red Lobster. Of all things. But dude, I love me some fried fish. Especially some that's probably ambiguously microwaved. I don't know.
Looking at
Maybe,
apples,
oh
just
no.
works.
Of course, I'm just going to list chain restaurants because I've never been to an actual good restaurant before, but Joe's Crab Shack has this steam pot that's delicious, and it's got like sausages and corn and lobster claws, and it's probably the best thing I ever ate. So that's what I'd have.
I have 2 different, very different answers for this question.
All right.
The first answer would be like nitroglycerin. See, here's my plan, right? I would drink it really, really carefully so as not to disturb it on its way down into my stomach, right?
Oh.
And I drink enough of it such that the energy input from the electric chair causes my body to explode.
Damn.
But my serious answer, probably be lobster, honestly. I love
There
lobster.
we go. I think it's like because you read these things that says that lobster used to be considered a pest and like only peasants would eat it, and now it's like the most expensive thing on the menu. But
Like, if you add butter to
Makes sense,
lobster,
it's
put a little bit of
delicious.
lemon on it, it's just like,
that's the thing. You don't even need butter. It's good enough by itself. But I will say I always use butter because butter's delicious.
I'm trying to just research how nitroglycerin works now.
I'm pretty,
I-
like,
I
I'm like
still-
99% sure that my plan wouldn't actually work. But
All the
I'd
odds
make the request anyway, because if I was on death row, like, screw it, I've got nothing else to lose. I'm just going to ask for something ridiculous.
Well, the melting point of nitroglycerin is 14 degrees Celsius and the boiling point is 50. Might be, it is a colorless liquid as well, so maybe you could get water, the water supply, and you could just completely replace, just replace the entire water supply with liquid nitroglycerin.
You know what? Best of both worlds. Have a nice lobster meal,
God, now I'm thinking
Wait.
lobster.
a rare sirloin on the side, and wash it down with some refreshing nitroglycerin.
I thought you were gonna make a brand plug. Wash it down with some nice, refreshing Coca-Cola. Stay fresh.
Hey, I'm already
That's
plugging Ben and Jerry's. You can't do that.
Well, look what I want to. Well, while you're at it, 3 months ago I released Mario Sound Test. Listen to that, thanks. Okay. Now we're good.
Oh yeah, one of my songs is on that. You should listen to Mario Sound Test. It's very good.
Oh, and while we're at it, there's going to be another sound test. Everyone that's watching, you're invited. It's either going to be...
Am I invited?
Yeah, of course you are. You were part of the last one. You're one of the people that didn't totally just stop talking to me whenever I asked for entries.
Well, this sounds like something I'd like to join in on. I keep hearing about all these like collaborative projects. There's like a swap and there's like...
You need to join the next Mon Swap. Like, it's too much fun.
I want to do it. I want to do it so bad. I just have no idea where these things even get organized. I'm pretty sure there's like a secret Skype group that people won't let me in on.
I just got asked out.
I haven't been on Skype in the past few months at all. Like, this is the first time.
I go on pretty much every day.
Okay, Faraday, please invite me to the next project. Anyway, Cessa Safari. Cessa Safari asking, FM, PSG, or PCM? You can only choose one, and why?
I'm not entirely sure what PSG is.
Programmed sound generator. It's like the things on the 2A03 that generate like squares and triangles.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'd say PSG. PCM I can live without, and FM is gross.
Just defend
Actually,
everyone who
FM's not that. FM's not that bad. I really like FM bass, but it's way too harsh. I definitely prefer, like, the SNES sound chip is gorgeous. I've never made an SNES song before, but if I had the tools to, I would. It's very nice. So anyway, that's my answer.
Honestly, like, I'd have to say PSG, just because, like, you're asking two chiptune artists to pick between chiptunes and other shit. But my second choice would probably be FM, because I made a Sega Genesis song once, and it was really fun, and I'm probably going to do that again next time that I've got, like, some downtime and can just work on something. So yeah, PCM is just like, eh.
I wonder who would actually pick PCM.
Probably people who had, like, they grew up with, like, trackers like fucking Impulse or something.
I guess that's fair.
They just be like, hey, don't you fucking insult my sine wave loop break. I don't know.
You know what this
goes into a demo track.
You know what this reminds me of, actually? Like, who would actually like PCM? It was one of the Famicompo minis. It was either 10 or 9. It must have been 10.
Oh.
Someone just uploaded an entry that was just the Attack on Titan theme in DPCM. That was it. That was the entry.
That was, like, in Famicom 7, they did the Wo Ai Beijing Tiananmen from, there's, like, a bootleg Chinese game. I forget what it's called, but it's really offensive. And the translation just, like, it's racist and weird, and so many copyrights are being infringed. It's just beautiful.
Wasn't there like a whole scandal with fucking Super NSF because at a high enough clock rate you could actually just directly use DPCM as PCM? Just fucking play 8-bit samples.
Oh my god. Sorry, there's a choo-choo. My campus is literally right next to a giant rail.
Well, that's fine. Choo-choos are better than fucking motorbikes that just sit outside and growl all day.
That's fair.
Like, at a high enough clock rate, that thing. There was this file that Hertzdevil had in his Dropbox a while ago that was like, I think it was an FDS module. It might have been N163, but I'm pretty sure it was FDS because he uses that a lot.
Yeah.
And it was just like, you know the Biedon thing where it's just like that weird translation of Mickey Mouse where it's just like,
oh yeah,
Biedon. Like, he had it in the FDS in such a way that it was just instruments. There was no DPCM or anything, but it was a perfect replica of the first syllable of that. So if you played it, it sounded exactly like.
Of course he did that.
And like, I found that file at like 2 in the morning, and I just started cracking up.
To the just got it. It was Hong Kong '97. I think it was made in like '92 or something. It was like a Super Nintendo thing. Yeah, it's like
I love
a shoot 'em
Super
up.
Nintendo.
Oh, this is no ordinary Super Nintendo game, believe me. All right, what's the next question? I'm ready.
All right. Razorek. People pronounce it Razorek, but I'm a rebellious person. He asks, what is your most favorite song that you've made? This is a two-parter. I'll leave the other part after this. So what is your most favorite song that you've made?
Oh. I don't know. Probably it's always usually the last one I made is my favorite because I try to do something new. Maybe Kate Faraday would disagree because sometimes I don't always do something new. But I and that's not fair. Sometimes I do fall in a trap where I kind of write something that's similar to the last thing, but I at least try to attempt to make something new. So the last thing I created was a song called Hearth. I remixed it, and like it was an OHC, and I was like, you know what, I really like the chords in this, so I'm just gonna put it in the N16 happens, and it sounds really good, and a lot of people like it, and I agree with those people because I like it too. So right now, that's my favorite song. And then my least favorite, I don't know, probably the thing that I did for K Faraday's Halloween Week Never Ends because I made it in like an hour and a half. And then I saw all the things that like Maxo and Zachary Wilson and Stinkbug made, and then I proceeded to hang my head in shame because I was like, why did I even bother? So that was a little disappointing. But anyway, that's my answer.
As for myself, my favorite song, I've got two different answers that use two different criteria to determine if it's my favorite. The first answer is Versus Father Time, which was the third song that I ever composed in Mario Paint Composer. And I'd say that one for sentimental reasons, because that was the first time that I wrote a full song, start to finish, that I was actually proud of. It was like, I did this. This was me. I can do music. So like that song, like I said, it was my first turning point. So I really love it for that reason. And from a musical perspective, like which one of my songs do I think is actually my best work? Right now, I'd say it was still Opus 5. It was less than a year ago, and I haven't surpassed it yet. So, yeah, despite the fact that like I've listened to it enough times that I see the flaws in it, and now they're kind of glaring. Like it's still better than like my earlier work or any of my more recent like micro songs. But yeah. So either Opus 5 or Versus Father Time. My least favorite, like I said before, Opus 4, because I really wanted that song to be great. And like I couldn't make it what I wanted to make it no matter what I did.
Yeah, I feel like some people have that problem a lot.
Yeah,
with
and
composing.
like it'd be
It's a
different if it was
legitimate
like
complaint.
if it was like a 2-minute song or something, like so what? I'll just write a different 2-minute song. But that was like I already had too many hours put into it to drop it. So I don't know, I kind of dragged it kicking and screaming to its completion. Looking back, I'm not sure that was a great idea. And like I don't know, the way the Battle of It's voted on it, like I don't get it. Like
What, did they
why
like it?
It got third in Spring Tracks 3 out of like over 100 entries. And
Nice. Well, hey, sometimes like it's the classic saying, and it's classic for a reason. It's you're always your own worst critic. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of glaring flaws that you may see, but other people may look past them because they don't necessarily see them or they don't consider them flaws. So I think that's fair. Another thing that you mentioned that I think kind of struck with me is that you said you already put so much time into it, so you didn't want to end it there. And I think it's perfectly fine, no matter how much time you put into something, to just drop it. If you if you're not in that state of mind anymore, especially like maybe say you start writing a song, you can be a couple minutes in on it. It maybe takes like a few days to make. But if you come back a few months later and in your head you're just in a completely different state of mind, you can't even remember why you wrote it the way you did. I'd say it's completely understandable to just drop it and be like, all right, it doesn't matter. I can always write another song. I think that's a good philosophy to have. And it helps you be really prolific, is being willing to give up songs. Anyway, I wanted to change my answer, actually, of what my favorite song was, because it's not my most recent one. It's one song that I wrote for K Faraday's NSF Mania. It's called Cross Up. It was my round 4 entry.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that.
That song was a lot of fun to make.
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah. And I really like the melody in it. The progression was really good. The only thing that I don't like about it is I rushed it, so the mixing was a little bit bad, but I'm still really proud of the format, like just how the whole thing played together and how I made the melodic progression go. Like the melody got more and more complicated as it went along, and I reused old progressions and new context with a more complicated melody, so it almost sounded like a solo. It didn't get much recognition, but it's one of my few songs where I still listen to it today, and I'm like, yeah, I really like this song. This encapsulates what I want to make. So there you have it.
I really liked NSF Mania. We should do that.
Yeah, that was fun, and
like,
it was also fun getting to place a lot. Not to brag.
I mean, I didn't do that great, but I did make it to the last round.
Exactly. That's what's important. That's something that I don't necessarily
like. I got last place, but I did make it to the final round.
Oh,
exactly.
God. I think I got to the final round and then I just didn't make an entry.
Yeah, I do remember that.
God.
Yeah, speaking of like round 4, fucking, I'm not even a guest on this show, I'm just a host, but let's fucking, like, I made, my entry was Iridium Irradiation, and it was like, there's this one entry that Strobe made called Arcana Symbiosis. It was an NSF.
Yeah. Oh, you actually did.
Yeah, and it's just absolute DPCM abuse.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like total, but it's pretty fucking impressive. And
Yeah.
it's like, I just wanted to sort of replicate that, and he fucking converted the FL Studio default choir into DPCM, and then I ripped that DPCM sample and down-pitched it, and put it into my entry.
It's genius.
It's a good move.
Yeah.
Anyway, Flaminglog, you never did answer what your least favorite work of yours was.
I thought he did. I thought it was Opus 4.
Really? Oh,
yeah. Or, honestly, maybe it isn't Opus 4. I don't know.
Now you're thinking about it.
I made a lot of really crappy OHBs, but I'm not sure those count.
See, it is hard to list your least favorite song because, at least with most songs that you release publicly, at least you've learned something, even ones you don't release publicly. So everything's valuable. It's no reason to dislike a song. But you can have songs that maybe you don't like as much as others. So I guess that's how I base my answer. Sorry, I'm being very opinionated this podcast.
No, opinions are good. Opinions are what drives the world.
Exactly.
If we didn't have opinions, then wars would have never happened, and death would be
Well,
a distant dream.
if you put it that way.
Anyway, this next question, I guess, from Sessa Sabari. I just like Sessa's avatar. It's just a spinning model of a dinosaur at a keyboard. It's good. Anyway, you know my earlier statement how we didn't have many questions? That's completely false. We have a lot of questions, actually.
Okay, rapid fire, let's go.
Alright. Sessa Safari. If you could add any format to BOTB that isn't already accepted, what would it be? Your answer can be serious or nonsensical.
Oh. I feel like most formats that I can think of, Battle of the Bits already has. Is there any new formats? Maybe like MIDI, but with your own sound font or whatever you want to call it, without the Roland default one. That would be a pretty cool format. Call it like MIDI Plus or something. I'd like that a lot.
mine, it would either be Mario Paint Composer, because I miss doing that. I just don't have a reason to do it anymore. Or 3D modeling.
Ooh.
Because I think that got brought up in the IRC once, and a few people were saying it'd probably be interesting, but there's really not that much good free 3D modeling software available. And a big part of like whether a format is acceptable on Battle of the Bits is like, can you create this using free tools? And for 3D modeling, the answer is often no. At least not legally.
Got free noise.
You can like
sculpt
export
something in real life. Just be like, here's my clay sculpture, and just take a picture of it. That's free.
Can we just have a clay modeling OHB? Or like, we could just have it be a graphicsist OHB or something, and we just take pictures of stuff that we made out of clay.
I don't know the first thing about 3D modeling or anything art for that matter. I just use MS Paint for all of our entries on Battle of the Bits.
There's a friend of Kay Faraday and MagDev. I think they like they're called Mush Balls.
Oh yeah, Mush. He likes doing lots of 3D modeling stuff.
Yeah, he's pretty quirky. I like him.
Yeah, I like his stuff. It's pretty unconventional because a lot of the people that he associates with on Twitter, like I see a bunch of drawings like that he retweets and stuff, but he's very unique in that he does 3D modeling in a way that makes it seem like a clay sculpture or something, like I mentioned earlier. I really like his style. And I like his what you call it. I completely lost my train of thought because I looked at a tweet of mine that I just sent that says Taco Wednesday, and I don't remember why I sent that. Whatever.
God, I want to eat a taco right now.
I like Twitter. I write inexplicable and weird tweets in an attempt to get fame.
I'm going to make a tweet right now. I'm going to log on to Twitter.
I'm gonna log on to Twitter.
Thanks.
Tweet.
I'm gonna
Beautiful.
safeguard. No, I don't want to safeguard my account. I want to be vulnerable to hackers, Mom. I'm on my laptop right now.
I'm following you on Twitter. I don't even know.
I think I'm following. Yeah, I'm following you. I'm gonna log on to Twitter. Thanks.
Hold on, let's see. Flame. Yep, I'm following you.
You should follow me. I'm trying to get 200 followers.
I have what the hell? When did I get this many followers? Last time I checked, I had like 60 followers, and I'm up to 137.
While you're at it, I'm gonna plug my SoundCloud. There's a guy that laid a comment on one of my songs that said I deserve more followers. So hey, if he says that, then he must be right. So follow me. There you go. SoundCloud.com/commandycan.
All right, I'm gonna tweet again because I'm not
This is
done
all
with
PR
Twitter
stuff.
right now. Follow my SoundCloud. It's on SoundCloud. Tweet.
Oh my
Perfect.
God. commandycan, your banner
Yes.
is that one fucking the lore behind Mario and Wario's relationship.
Oh, it's a Nintendo Power comic from a
Mario's
long time ago.
Fucking asshole.
It was. I mean, I saw it when I was really little. I had no idea what it was about, really. But it was really intriguing to me, and I really liked the art in it. So I don't know, it just stuck with me. And there's a plot point where, for whatever reason, Peach puts on Luigi's clothes and has a bomb and threatens to blow everybody up. And it's really weird, but I like it. One of my OHCs on SoundCloud uses a picture from it, a frame from it, where there's a dude that I think is like supposed to be a guy from real life. It's been a while since I've seen it. I'm gonna have to read it again. But yeah, it's really bizarre.
Well, alright. Oh god, gotta rapid fire these questions, right?
Sweet.
Go.
Okay.
Go.
Okay, noodle buckets. What are you even doing?
I'm on this podcast. What else? Thanks. Next question.
What am I even doing?
I mean, I feel like I answered the question for both of us. Oh
That's
no.
what I'm doing. I'm ending my life. That's
No.
it. Your question has just made me realize, what am I doing? What am I even doing? God
What
damn it.
am I?
I've been wasting my life.
Speaking of Evangelion, this is like episode 25, 26.
Oh,
It's the introspective. Let's get in an auditorium and talk about life.
budget of nothing to boot.
Oh my god, because I didn't know that going into it, and then there's like a minute elevator scene. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
I love that scene so much.
Nobody
I literally-
even blinks.
I tried tabbing forward. I was like, this can't be real.
I love Evangelion. Just
It's really good. I like it a lot, especially the movie.
I
But that
completely
stuff kind of.
forgot about the elevator scene.
Oh my god. And then, what's his face?
You should talk to Shinji.
Oh. Wait, what's the next question? I thought we were rapid firing.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Okay. Backabut's got 6. I'm gonna condense the first 3 into 1. He's got a... Well, they've got... I can't assume pronouns. That's a bad thing to do. Anyway, single cycle waveforms. What's the cutest waveform? Why aren't second waves a more commonly used waveform? And which waveform most closely describes your life?
What?
Hmm. Okay,
Alright.
let's see.
To explain
Single
what a waveform is, first you've
Well,
gotta
I got a
understand-
general idea.
First, you've got to understand what is life. And to do this, we've got to go back 4.6 billion years ago to the genesis of the Earth as it was a molten pool floating in space. And
The
then a
beginning
bunch
of
of
Super
shit
Mario
happened.
Brothers movie, right?
Yes. Basically, the Earth was a big melty rock, and then Super Mario Brothers happened, and here
And
we
then
are
there were
today.
2 alternate universes, one where reptiles evolved and one where monkeys evolved. It's that simple.
I think Rain Warriors from the one where reptiles evolved.
Probably. Anyone with a frog avatar. So that's what, me, Jims, that Kira Cola guy on Twitter, MacDev, etc.
Nice.
Frog Luigi. You can't forget Frog
Yeah,
Luigi.
Frog Luigi.
Frog Luigi. Oh god.
Okay, so I think my favorite waveform is probably triangle. I like triangle.
Triangle's good.
Which one most accurately describes my life is probably Sawtooth, because I'm like, okay, my life is good, my life is getting better, my life is getting better, my life is getting better, my cat dies.
Oh,
God. Is that the only cycle? You just keep
Yeah.
buying cats.
is that
I
like
just
when
keep buying
Sawtooth
cats.
goes to the 6th octave? Because then it's like, oh, I didn't like this pitch. Actually, I did see Vert did use Sawtooth in a really cool way in the Blood Rain FTM. He used it for like an accent for really high pitches. He made it really quiet, but when you hear it in combination with the whole thing, it sounds really neat. And I tried to use it a couple times. I think I used it in my Winter Chip 7 entry that way. But yeah, funny little story.
Sounds good. I
Yeah.
like sine waves.
Let's see. Cutest
Oh,
wave.
I'm out of water.
Oh yeah, I do like I like sine waves too. So by looks alone, I'd say sine waves are the cutest waveform. But by the way they sound, I'd probably have to say square, because square is a nice little versatile waveform. So I gotta give it to it. It does its job.
Right.
Um,
Can you two hold down the fort for a minute? Because I need to refill my mug with water.
All right, I'll
All
finish
right,
answering.
tell us the next question so we can address it while you're gone.
Yeah, that's
Alright, what is your worst fear? Alright, have fun,
Oh.
don't pass
Oh.
any needs.
that's a
right.
very existential question to leave.
What
us
is
on.
your worst fear?
My worst fear?
You want to take
that
it
I-
first, or should I?
I guess my worst fear is that I don't know what my worst fear is. So there you go.
That's-
Maybe it means I'm not being honest with myself.
That's deep.
That's something to be
You
afraid
should.
of.
You should write for the next Evangelion movie.
Thanks.
Um,
Well, it could be a legitimate answer.
what is my worst fear? I think I was actually talking about this with my girlfriend a few days ago.
It's spiders, isn't it?
No, it's not spiders. It's a
Is
pretty
it something
unconventional
tangible?
fear. It's no, it's not tangible.
Okay.
It's a fear that I'm going to get to a point in my life where I have no idea what my next step is. And
I guess that's pretty scary.
like I don't know, I'm afraid of getting to a point in my life where like I just have no idea what to do. Like not knowing what to do with myself is probably my worst fear. Like
Um,
for a few days before I got hired at my job, my current job,
yeah.
um, I was like I had run out of work at my prior job, which was a tiny engineering firm, and there was no work left for me there. So for like an entire week, I was just unemployed. I had nothing to do during the day because I'm not taking any summer courses because I'm done. I graduated. Um, but it was just like I spent every day. I'd get up, watch anime, maybe eat something if I remembered to, and
Hell
then
yeah.
sleep. And then, like, the next day I'd wake up and I'd do the same thing. And by the third day, I was like, why am I even alive? What am I
Oh.
even doing at this point?
Well, at least you got to. Well, what kind of animes were you watching back then?
I think I was watching some Initial
Stop.
D.
Initial D. I've
Um,
never watched that. I'm actually kind of a scrub when it comes to anime. I've only watched
you
like the big
should
ones and then some small
you
ones.
should probably watch Initial D at some point
Okay.
because, like, it's okay. This kid like works for his dad's tofu shop, and he has to make a delivery every morning over um, Mount Akina, I think.
Well,
Mount Akina is the name of it. And he drives a car, right? And he's got
yes.
tofu in the back. So his dad's like, okay, here's a cup of water. Don't spill a single drop of it when you're driving. So he has to learn like to drive really carefully so as not to spill the cup of water, but he's been doing this every day since he was in like 6th or 7th grade. So he gets really good at it to the point that he can drive like drifting around corners really fast while having perfect control of the car, and it's just about him being ridiculously good at like drift racing. And not to mention the soundtrack is Eurobeat, so I could recommend it based on the soundtrack alone.
That sounds really interesting.
It's great.
Multi-track drifting.
Is it on Netflix or
Multi-track
anything?
drifting.
Probably not on
Yeah, it's an
Netflix.
Initial D reference.
Oh, I've heard Initial D before. But I never knew what it was about.
Like
Everyone.
Running in the 90s
Yeah.
is probably the most famous song
It's
off that
iconic.
soundtrack.
Running in
Um,
the 90s.
All right.
I don't
Let me
know.
list my favorite animes. In Flaminglog, I saw you on Sakamoto's profile talk about Nichijou, so I know you watched that before, and it's good. So I agree.
I have.
Nichijo's
I
good.
love Nichijou.
It's hilarious.
Show is great. Season 2, never
let's see.
cry all the time.
Yeah, that's dumb, and I don't like it. But at least there's new volumes coming out, so you can read the manga if you want. Golden Boy is really good. It's hilarious. It's underrated. Not a lot of people know about it. It's about a dude, and he's really nice, and he does stuff, and it's really funny. It's probably the funniest anime I've ever seen. Anyway, I like Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann's really good.
Good.
It makes me feel like a
Good.
kid again. We mentioned Evangelion. I like that one too. And Tiger and Bunny. That's got to be top 3 for me. I love Tiger and Bunny.
And
It's got a lot of like comic book references. It's really cool. So there we go. I'm not going to sell you on any of them.
Stream.
Apparently, I'm Donald Trump now.
I fucking love Gurren Lagann, okay?
Yeah, Gurren Lagann's amazing. Is it pronounced Lagann or Login?
Login.
I think, yeah, in the dub they pronounce it log on, like you're logging onto a website.
Who's logging onto a website?
Kamina.
Ah.
Well, where'd you go, Flaminglog? On the stream, but you're back now.
Oh. I left. I grabbed a shirt, a Gurren Lagann shirt.
Oh,
I held it up in front of the camera. And then I went
that.
back and yeah.
That's cool.
I can't believe
Except,
I momentarily became
I do
fluent.
remember I watched it. I watched Gurren Lagann after like everyone else had watched it. So I watched episode 4, and I was like, "This animation's really weird. What happened?"
Yeah.
And then I like searched it on Google, and it autofilled it for me, like episode 4, what happened, and I was like, "Oh, I guess I wasn't the only one." And apparently, some Gynax employees like stepped down because they got really upset at the comments that people were saying about it. That was interesting. Anyways, this isn't anime talk. This is Battle of the Bits. So, what's the next question? Let's go.
Well, I just feel the need to know that we have currently hit 1 hour and 40 minutes, so we've beaten Golgi.
Jeez.
Wow.
What's the longest one?
I think that would, it's either, well, I say either be a decessor or, oh, let me check. Okay, so, actually, you are 15 seconds away from beating To the Jazz and Gyms.
Oh,
Alright, well, we are in
And,
one back.
Yeah, Beard and Sessa hold the record at 1 hour 49, yeah.
We might actually pass that up because there's a lot of questions to go.
yeah. Let's keep.
Maybe
going.
we should stop getting on tangents and start going. Mega Man time tangent. There's a reference
The
for you.
longer we talk about how long this is, the longer it'll be.
Yeah, that's true too. Right.
Speaking of tangents, would you guys like to discuss mathematics?
No.
And-
I've already got enough math this semester. Don't make
Let me show you
discuss it.
something.
Oh, he's gonna show us the schematics for,
Okay, I'm back. So on the subject of mathematics,
Jesus.
Oh.
I already graduated college.
What the
I
hell?
never have
It's
to
been
talk
2
about
years.
mathematics again. I earned that
It's
right.
been 2 years.
Alright, I've been triggering you. Alright, okay. Beckerbot's second serious question then is, which video games scared you the most as a kid, and why?
Oh, damn.
When I was 5, I was afraid of 3D games, so my answer is actually Mario Kart 64. I remember, because when I was a kid, I used to play the NES, because I got it, like, it was a hand-me-down from my uncle, and I really liked Super Mario Brothers, and there was a wrestling game, the one where it says a winner is you whenever you win. I didn't play that one as much, but I did play Super Mario Brothers. And then that broke down for whatever reason, so my parents got me an N64, and for whatever reason, I can't even rationalize it. I have no idea why, but I was deathly afraid of Mario Kart 64. Anytime I saw it on the TV, I'd scream and run away. And my family would play it, but I wouldn't. But eventually I got over my fear, but I still had like a lingering fear. And when I got to the final boss of Bowser in Mario 64, some combination of the music and the rainbow texture that was on Bowser scared the crap out of me. I turned off the console, hid under my bed, and I was like, no, why is this happening? And then over the course of like a week, I finally mustered up the strength. I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to beat Bowser. And hand shaking, I turned on the console, I went up those stairs, did the final level, and got to Bowser, and my hands were shaking, and I did it. And the first thing I did was go to my mom, who I think was just in the family room, and I was like, Mommy, I did it. I beat Bowser. And she said, congratulations. And that was probably why I love games now. So there we go. That's a nice little story.
To the Jazz and Gyms have just been laughing at you two.
There's two games that scared me, and I can't decide which one. So the first game, when I was really little, like 7 years old, my first Zelda game was Link's Awakening for the Game Boy, and I don't know how many of you have actually played that game, but there's a shopkeeper, and he's like this angry-looking bald man who's like,
Yeah, I know. I think I know what you're talking about.
he's like sneering and whatnot, and among the items that you can buy from his store is a bow and arrow, but
Oh my
to buy
god.
the bow and arrow, you need 980 rupees, which is a lot of rupees, and I didn't have time for that. So I was like, I wonder if I can just pick up the bow and arrow and leave the store. And I picked it up, and I was like, okay, here I go, and I left the store, and nothing happened. And I was like, oh my gosh, I did it. I took the bow and arrow. And then I was like, I was going to walk back in because I was just like, is the bow and arrow still going to be there? And I walked back in, and the shopkeeper just fires lightning at me. And I'm like, what? And then, like, the entire rest of the game, everyone, instead of calling me Link, was calling me Thief. And I was like, oh my god, I'm terrible. I'm so bad. And the other game that scared the shit out of me was Metroid Fusion.
Oh
Um,
god.
I don't
still
know if
can't
either of
play
you have played
Metroid.
that.
Yeah, I sort of
Oh no,
like,
I haven't played it.
I got it like fucking. I'm an ambassador on 3DS, and I fucking got it for free. And I got to the part where fucking Samus's weird ass clone is roaming around. I
Yep,
got to the part,
SAX.
and I could not continue playing. I was just too unnerved at the
It
prospect of
it
facing.
doesn't it does not get better as the game progresses. If anything, the SAX gets way scarier. Like, there's this one part where you're in a corridor and suddenly you hear like the footsteps, the fucking footsteps coming up behind you, and
Oh,
you're
that's
like,
pretty
"Oh god,
creepy.
I gotta hide." So you have to drop into a morph ball and like place a bomb and just drop down into this tiny little corridor like under the main room, and you watch as like the SAX walks right over you. And like the scariest part is that thing could completely fucking kill you and there's nothing you can do about it. And then like she drops into a ball because there's like this huge wall in her way, and the SAX drops a power bomb, which I don't know if you've played Metroid, but it lets out an explosion that like covers the entire screen.
Yeah.
And I was down there hiding, and I was like, "Oh god, that's a power bomb." So I had to roll away, and like I didn't roll away far enough, and it turned out the entire floor was destructible by that power bomb. So like it saw me, and like the scary music started playing, and it just completely killed me. And I was like, "No, I'm done." And I just turned it off, and I put down the game, and I couldn't play it again for like 2 weeks.
That I guess that for me, I guess another story about my fears in video games would be after I finally started to trust video games. That's when I started playing Ocarina of Time, and I'm pretty sure redeads. It's about redeads. Spoiler, but you can avoid them pretty much. Like you can go in the graveyard when you're young Link, but you can avoid that and do it when you're adult Link. And just come back. It doesn't matter. But because you're only going there for the Sun Song or whatever. But I didn't know about redeads until you became adult Link, and that's when they're swarming Hyrule Town like everywhere, and that came as a really big surprise to me. And I was just like, "Oh my god, what is happening?" And then they freeze you, and then they drain the life force out of you, and that's probably the scariest
death.
concept of an enemy in in the entire world, especially for like a 7-year-old. So I was like, "No, I can't play this anymore." So I shut it off. Oh, and since then, I mean, even in like Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, I was still unnerved by redeads. I didn't like them at all. The fact that they can freeze you is just, I didn't like that concept.
I don't like that idea at all. Just the thought of something being able to freeze you and then you not being able to do anything
It's
about
the
it.
fact that you're defenseless and the fact that it's literally screaming at you. So yeah, that was a good topic. Whoever asked that question, thank you.
Yeah, Jim's and To the Jazz seem to agree fear is a good topic.
Yeah.
I can't wait for their questions next time.
All right.
Is there another question on fear?
Well, yeah, there's
Does he
one
get
more.
asked too? Nice.
How would you define scary music? And can you give an example? I'm gonna play
Scary
this.
music. Oh, that actually reminds me of something. I think I have a pretty good answer for this. There's a documentary that you can watch. It was made in the 60s, but it's footage from like right after the United States nuked Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So basically what happened was somebody gave this guy a camera. And so, like, it was two Japanese guys. He gave this guy a camera, and he was like, all right, film all this stuff, like everything that happened. He filmed footage of like the destruction and all that. But then the really creepy part was that he filmed what had happened to people's like faces and stuff. And like because of the quality of it, it's like really blurry, so you can almost barely make out what you're seeing. But like people, like their skin's peeling off, just really disgusting stuff. Something that should never actually happen to people. It's atrocity, whatever. We're not going to get into politics, but the music that was going on in the background was this atonal like lady. It sounded like an opera singer. She was going up like cents at a time, just very slow. It was haunting. It was really creepy. It was very faint. It sounded like she was like in an auditorium or something. It might have just had to been the quality of the music, but it was super scary. And then it ends with like footage of a nuclear bomb, and it was very poignant, and it got the point across, and it made me realize that nuclear bombs are not very nice. So yeah, that's what I define scary music as, I guess. Something that really adds to, by itself, I don't know what the definition would be, but if it accompanies something really well and really creeps you out, then it's done its job.
Good answer.
I
Thank
think
you. Kind of went on a tangent there.
alternately, I agree that if the music fits the subject really well, that adds to it. But I've found that like if you're watching something scary and like unsettlingly pleasant music starts playing,
Oh yeah, that's true too.
like music that's like in a major key in like a really gory scene in a movie or something, and just like
Yeah.
a music box starts playing, like that whole trope where it's like a music box and then children singing and
Yeah, I think
that whole
sometimes that
thing.
can be played out to cheesy degrees where it's not scary
It-
anymore.
Yeah, but there
If it's
are
done,
times, like in internet horror series, where the major tone music is like extremely scary to the point where it's like I have to mute it sometimes.
yeah, I can agree with that. I think, well, when it comes down to it, there's a lot of things you can do with music where if you're not trying to make it scary, like in any context except for the music itself, there are certain things you can do, like you can have whatever C and C sharp played at the same time. They made a whole movie about it. It's called Jaws, where they and that worked pretty effectively. People are scared. I almost put two words together, scared and terrified, and said scarified. That's actually a pretty good word. Anyway,
That's a good word. I'm going to start using it.
yeah. uh, that's the thing. In any context, to make a song scary in any context takes a lot of effort, and it also depends on what people have heard before. I think there's a lot of horror tropes where you can use like strings being very erratic, that sort of thing, like
Psycho.
like Psycho, stuff like that. I don't know if it's necessarily scary anymore because of how much it's used, but a lot of droning effects can be very scary. Just stuff that sounds unnatural, that goes against human nature, because that's what fear is all about, I guess. That's why
Speaking of
major makes
unnatural,
it scary in this context, I think. Go ahead.
unnatural and psycho. Have you heard? Okay, do you know Neil Cicerega?
I've
Yeah.
met him actually.
What?
You've met him?
I just know him from Power
Yeah.
Puppets and The Ultimate Showdown.
When did you meet him?
Kineticon.
Oh, nice.
A picture of me and him, like, it exists somewhere. I think it's on my old Facebook account or something. But I creeped him out, so that's cool. I'm like a huge fan of Neil Cicerega's.
Some of his stuff's hilarious.
So you've heard Love Psych. You've listened to Mouth Sounds and Mouth Silence, presumably then.
Yes, I have.
Yes. Okay, so on Mouth, they're like sort of pop culture fucking nostalgia destroying mashup albums. And it's like the second one, it's called Mouth Silence because it features nothing by Smash Mouth, technically. One of the mashups is Love Psych, which is the Psycho soundtrack. It's like around the famous part where the strings like that.
Yeah.
And they mashed it up with Love Shack. And it's great. It's great.
That's amazing. That's like the what's it called? Like X song in G major or whatever. On YouTube,
Oh,
people do that thing. Yeah, like Rickroll in G major or whatever. And that stuff is, there's something terrifying about it. And all they're doing is like putting it through like a weird filter thing, but it's awful. The first time I ever heard it, I was like, what am I even listening to? I'm going to put it in the chat because I want... it's really scary. Well, in a manner of speaking, it's spooky. I won't give it scary, I'll give it spooky.
I'll play it on the stream.
I got spooked.
Spook.
Have either of you played Earthbound?
It's probably one of my favorite games of all time, if not my most favorite. That's how I met Radiation. It's because of Starman.net, the guy that does the Undertale thing. He's really nice. But I was going to make... He's a Homestuck guy.
Ooh.
He's
Toby
still...
Radiation Fox, that Radiation?
Oh!
Uh-huh. He was going to have me fix one of his songs, and then he stopped talking
I'm
about
familiar
it.
with his work.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's a nice guy.
Good person.
I would love to meet him sometime. Like, please introduce me.
I've never met him in person, but I have talked to him a lot. And that's something about Starman that I do not regret. There's a lot of nice people that I met on there, especially the fan gamer guys. Even though they probably don't remember who I am anymore, I'd like to say when I was like 13 or 14, I did a good job of annoying the crap out of them.
Well, the reason I brought up Earthbound is, you know the Cave of the Past?
Yes.
Where it's like, do 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 do.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do. And it's like just the trumpets, and it sounds really triumphant, but also really empty.
I love
Like,
that soundtrack.
Nothing's even happening at that part, but like you're just. That's probably the best example of like scary music done well.
Yeah.
Like they had almost nothing to work with, as far as like sound design was concerned.
Oh, they did.
They managed to make something absolutely terrifying.
Speaking of Zelda music, I've sort of nearly finished the Minish Cap.
That's a good game.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, the Temple of Droplets, the music in the Temple of Droplets, that's one of my most favorite, like, fucking video game. I'm gonna play it on the stream.
I actually never listened to the soundtrack of that game, because I played it on the Wii U, and what I do is I would listen to podcasts or other stuff while I was playing that game. Just keep the music down. Is it playing right now?
Yeah, I just played a small segment of it because I don't want to get DDoSed by the...
Yeah, Nintendo's really strict about that too. If they catch like 4 seconds of their own stuff, they will...
I can't believe it. I've been killed by Shigeru Miyamoto.
Rest in peace.
There he goes.
We ought to get on to the Jazz's absolute ream of questions.
Jeez.
Oh, here we go.
Alright. What is the biggest thing in the world?
Let's see. Kanye West's ego. Next question.
Alright. Who is your favorite baseball team and why?
The Pirates.
My favorite
because
baseball team is the New York Mets because they don't get enough love.
Well, the Pirates are better. Agree to disagree, but I mean, your opinion's wrong and mine's right. Alright, next question.
Alright, what is your first memory?
I got 2 4-gigabyte RAM sticks in my first computer.
I think I
answer.
told my mom to stop buying weird underwear that had tags in it. I think I was like 1 or 2 years old. That's my actual first mememory.
That's really
young.
young.
Speaking by then.
Oh, actually, yeah, I do. I have a story about my first memory. Damn, I was just opening up this whole podcast. Anyway, when I was like 2 or 3, my grandpa had high blood pressure pills, and he used them to regulate his blood pressure, whatever. And to a little kid, it looks like candy. So anyways, I went into the bathroom. I got into his container, and apparently my dad came into the room, and he saw me while I was like putting them into my mouth. And he's like, "Open your mouth." And there were like 3 or 4 of them on my tongue, and he had me spit them out. Then I was rushed to the hospital. They pumped me full of charcoal, and the only part of that I remember is before they pumped me full of charcoal, they let me watch The Little Mermaid under the sea. And that's my only memory of that whole thing.
Oh my gosh.
So, that was interesting, to say the least.
And to this day, you still can't swallow fire.
My God. Damn. Don't even. Remind me. Dude, Jazz.
Alright.
Right now. Yeah,
Alright.
did they beat the Cardinals in series? That's what I thought.
Oh, damn.
Let's go. I don't know much about baseball, but I do know that.
I don't know anything about baseball. I don't know your
That's fair.
strange
You're
American
not in
traditions.
America. I wouldn't be able to tell you the first thing about Manchester United, so.
I don't care about Manchester United. I don't care about football.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Football.
It's fair if
Oh,
you
I
don't
mean,
know anything
like,
about this.
soccer. Not football, because you misconstrue that as fucked up rugby.
You're
Dang.
pronouncing it wrong. It's soccer.
Soccer.
Play some soccer.
You want to play some soccer later?
Oh, my whole family has like mountain language because they all are from West Virginia, so sometimes that comes out of me, and then I'm like, why?
Mountain
Why did this have
language.
to happen? It's basically Southern, but not Southern, but more unintelligible. It's like Appalachian.
Nice.
I mean, like, I use like this'n instead of this one in conversation
This?
a lot.
I never heard that one. I just say ain't a lot. But that's
Like
more
if
when
someone's
I'm
like, "Hey, which thing did you want me to look at?" I'd be like, "Oh, it's this'n." Okay, what's the next question?
All right. Where do we go when
I
we
got a helmet of
die?
ice cream at the
Do
Pirates
we
games.
die?
Rainbow Road. We go to Rainbow Road.
That's a good answer. I probably wouldn't have came up with an answer as good as that.
Everyone seems to remember a different Rainbow Road theme. I remember the one
Well,
on
the
Mario
Double
Kart
Dash
Wii.
1 remake, like, it has a part from the Mario Kart 64 one. I think that's the one most people recognize.
I remember the Mario Kart Wii one.
The Wii one, I can't even remember. Yeah, okay, I can kind of remember that, but
I really like the Super NES Rainbow Road theme.
oh, that one's cool.
I,
That
like,
whole soundtrack's
it's
really
just,
neat.
it's so cool.
But I gotta say, Mario Kart 64 is probably my favorite one, and that's
I
where you
want
die.
Mario Kart 64. I need to get it.
So you can show images of it to them. Just
Yeah, so I can be traumatized.
Yeah.
You know?
It's almost Halloween. Halloween season's coming up. I gotta scare commandycan.
Happy Halloween.
Oh no, people are gonna jump scare me with.
Just jump scare. Like, I'm gonna upload Opus 6 or something, and there's just gonna be jump scares of Mario Kart, so if you're looking at it at the wrong time.
Just like Peach
Okay.
going, here we go, with the mushroom on Koopa Beach, and I'm like, oh no!
All right. Do you like Marble Hornets? I don't even know what Marble Hornets is, but yeah.
Hmm.
Do you wanna now that the webcam
Mm.
is functional?
I only know it vaguely, so,
Mm.
but Flaminglog can talk about it.
Marble
Mm.
Hornets.
I own a morph suit, and I played Slender Man in a shitty web series once.
Nice.
Inspired by Slenderman online mythos. Filming of friend Alex's film school project.
It's a web series about scary Slenderman.
Yeah, honestly, it's really well done. Like, parts of it are really unsettling.
The thing about Slenderman that gets a lot less scary is when you realize that it was just dudes on something awful that made it up.
Yeah.
It's like, alright.
Well,
It's
now you've
best-
just completely broken it for me. Thanks.
It's best to watch Marble Hornets
Sorry.
with absolutely no context.
He's the operator. Sorry, I don't know, Jack. Can I swear?
Honestly, I think Tribe 12 is a better Slender Man series than Marble Hornets, but they don't update consistently, and the story kind of went off the rails. But like, if you liked Marble Hornets, then I have to recommend Tribe 12. It's very good.
I don't
Well,
know.
I'm learning so much.
I can't stomach horror. Like, I could watch it just completely straight-faced if it was, like, a movie or something, but, like, just fucking on the computer, like a web series, or just, like, playing... there's this game called Receiver, and was made in, like, the 7-day FPS jam, and its main draw was that, like, the gun mechanics, you had to actually open the magazine. No, you had to uncock some... I don't know shit about guns, so... But basically, I played that game, like, I bought it on Steam and I played it, and the atmosphere is unbelievably thick and tense, and it just unnerves me because at any moment you could get something shooting at you, and I can't play it. I can't. It stresses me out. I can't stomach things with a creepy atmosphere. It just bugs me. Anyway, okay. To Jazz's final, well, not final question, but okay. He's asking you, how does it feel to be a big boy now?
But am I really? I don't even know if I'm a big boy yet. I still feel like a kid sometimes. That's actually a really serious answer for a really silly question. I don't know if I'm an adult yet. So there we go.
I'll consider myself an adult when I move out. When I move out of my dad's house, because I still live here because I just got out of college.
I still do some pretty childish things, but hey, I'm on my way.
Yeah,
that's a good way to look at it. All right.
I mean, there are some parts that I am definitely not a big boy about. Like last night, for example, I was up at like 1 a.m. because it's the weekend. It's the one time that I get to not go to bed at like 10 p.m. boring times. There's this video of this kid, like his mom's on the phone, and this kid just starts like kicking and punching the couch while his mom's sitting on the couch on the phone. You would expect that the mom's reaction would be, "What are you doing? Go upstairs, you're grounded," or something like generic mom reaction. The mom reacts like, "Oh wow, he's so strong and fast." When I heard that, it was like 12:40 a.m. and I snorted so loud that it woke my dad up, and he came out and he was like, "Hey, put a muzzle on it." So, in moments like that, I'm definitely not a big boy. It's like, that was pretty childish, but yeah.
Sad Satan. No, I'm absolutely not playing this. Thanks for the recommendation.
Oh god, no. Don't play Sad Satan. That's like the scariest game.
Sad Satan. Is that the, Oh yeah, I've played this before.
Reversed.
It surfaced on, like, the deep web, which is not a place you should go. Like, one time, I installed Tor, the Onion router, out of curiosity to see, like, oh, I wonder what the dark side of the internet's doing. The first thing that I found was a directory list of Onion-enabled sites, Onion being, like, the Onion router. And among these sites were contract killing, hiring. You can hire someone to kill someone for you using Bitcoin. You can buy military-grade weapons. You can buy credit card numbers. Just like, oh yeah, here's $5. Okay, here's 25 credit card numbers. And it's just
Wait,
like,
is this what I think it is?
Is what you think Satan. What is?
I thought I played it before. It was like linked like a long time ago. Is it really hard to get to? Because then, if so, maybe not.
It is really hard to get to. Like,
okay. Then maybe I haven't played it before. You were talking about Slender Man. I thought there was like a Slender Man game.
Oh yeah, Slender.
And I saw Sapia. No, not that one. I saw it's like in sepia tones. It's really weird. But I have no idea what this is. Never mind.
I know that Marble Hornets did the writing for a Slenderman game. I don't know if it's come out yet, but it's probably going to be better than Slender was. And Slender honestly scared me, like, the first time I played it. Like, you're wandering around the woods and everything, and then you pick up the first paper and just suddenly, and you're like, oh, is that just the sound it makes when I pick something up? But no, it keeps doing that for the rest of the game after you get the first thing, and it's like, it teeters on the edge between scary and annoying. What question are we even answering right now? I already forgot.
How does it feel to be a big boy now?
Oh. Okay, next question. I think we've adequately answered that.
All right. Okay, back about. How do you really feel about Sonic Boom?
I have no opinion, I guess.
The show is all right, maybe a 7 out of 10. The game is absolutely atrocious. Next.
Alright, Beard, questions for the boys. What's real music? Real in quote-unquote.
Real music.
Hang on. I have just the file for you. Let's see here.
Kids and New Cheng, NSF.
Well, if you look at Moot Booksley's Twitter, he tells you what real music is every day, so...
Okay,
I
here
need
we
to
go.
listen to some good music.
Hang on. I gotta make sure that that is actually playing. Damn it. Don't tell me I unplugged something from the jack. I know I did that. Okay.
To the Jazz, this is really scary. I'm looking at this, the YouTube video for Sad Satan.
Never mind, I guess. I was gonna just play this stupid... Actually, I'll just... Where did I save
Obscure
this?
Horror Corner. There's so many different parts to it.
Send file.
Alright, I'm turning this off. I'm gonna watch later.
Okay, so play this FTM file.
Okay.
This is real music.
Alright. Alright, I see, I'm going to check
Oh.
this instrument. Okay, good.
We're gonna
Okay,
change
folks.
the tempo a little bit. Something a little
Alright,
more...
alright, let's listen to this. Let's listen to this. Good.
Oh. I saved it. I saved it.
I can appreciate your study into tonality and how it affects the listener's perception of gradual changes over time.
Like, I made that file last night because I was talking with Cake Shift. I don't know if either of you are familiar with him, but I'm pretty sure he's working on a decade entry. But, where was I going with this? So we were talking about quarter tones because I'm actually going to try to make limited use of quarter tones in Opus 6. So I made that file and I sent it to him.
That is
Just
beautiful.
like...
It's almost like
Because the
genius.
difference between a major chord and a minor chord is the third. And a major third is a semitone up from a minor third. But if you take the major third and you drop it by a quarter tone, you'll get a chord that is exactly halfway between major and minor. And when you listen to that chord, you're not really sure how it's supposed to make you feel. Because it's like, it's not a major chord, but it's also not a minor chord. I think
To me,
I think
it
Swans
sounds like-
actually uses that kind of chord in their music sometimes.
If I heard it, I'd probably be like, you should probably tune your instrument.
Yeah, that's the
Man.
thing that sucks about like
That's
the
just a
fact that
band
we're
habit.
stuck in the 12-tone paradigm.
That's something that's
It's like-
interesting to me too. Is not to interrupt, but I'll be real quick. Pianos are actually tuned, I think, where the lower octaves are slightly flat because it makes it sound more dreamy. Not all pianos are tuned that way, but sometimes people do tune them that way, something like that. So yeah, that's just an interesting little fact.
Well, now I have three things I want to say. About the piano thing, I think, yeah, it's like the lower end is tuned flat and the higher end is tuned sharp because that sounds good. And apparently, a one-time, like, Yamaha released a keyboard that was just completely true theoretical 12 tet. Just
Yeah.
like perfect tuning, and people hated the sound of it.
That's funny.
Alright, and what was the second thing I wanted to say?
Saying it.
Well, there's this... Have you heard of N, the platformer game?
Yes. Is it the Ninja one?
Yeah.
Or is that M+? Okay.
No, N plus is sort of like a sort of sequel to N, and then like recently they came out with N++. It's only on PS4. I want it on PC so bad. It's just something I would buy instantly. But the thing is, like, okay, its soundtrack is mostly like things licensed from artists. They're like pre-existing tracks, but they're all like sort of minimal techno dealies. And one of the tracks is one everybody loves. It's Function Isotope. It's Isotope by Function, and it's the main draw of it is sort of like it starts out sort of quietly and there's not really much to it, but then the main sort of droney lead kicks in, and it's just a sort of tone that's like, it's sort of bloopy, and it keeps going between A and B flat, but it's like gradually, and it keeps overshooting just a little. And
Can I say
You know what else
something
does that?
about
Crazy
that
Bus does
song
that.
title? Can I say something about that song title?
Yeah.
Yes.
That sounds exactly like something Fear of Dark would name a song.
Isotope or Function Isotope? Function : Isotope. That sounds like, I don't know.
Because like
Isotope
one of
to
the
me sounds like a Coda
songs,
song.
one of the songs on his album Motorway is Funkinitium 99 or something like that,
Oh.
which is like an isotope joke. I'm pretty sure it's chemistry humor. Because if you say an element and then a number, it's an isotope. So when you said isotope, it just reminded me of that.
Excuse me.
Trails off.
Oh yeah, this brings up a small tangent. Okay, when you're formatting a song name, artist title or title artist?
Artist
I
title.
think title artist.
Oh,
honestly.
dang. Well, for compilations, especially, I did artist title, because that makes sense, because it's
Yeah.
a different artist for each one, so that's pertinent information. But I can understand it the other way around as well.
It depends on the prestige of the author and the importance of the composition. If it's something like Bach, for example, then saying something like Bach's Fugue, that makes sense because it's Bach. But if it's something like, oh, it's Ghosts and Stuff by Deadmau5, you would say the artist after the song, because like, yeah. Nothing against Deadmau5. I think Deadmau5 is swell, but he isn't Bach.
That's fair.
I wonder if Kay Faraday will eventually try and beat Bach.
Maybe. I think Kay Faraday likes Bach a lot, from what I've heard. I know
I feel
Jim's
like if-
does. Me and Jim's were talking about Bach a lot. There's a lot of interesting things that he's done.
If Kay Faraday actually like wrote a straight symphony with no atonal anything, just completely serious, theoretically perfect composition, if anyone could pull it off and like actually make an enduring classical piece, I'm pretty sure it's Kay Faraday.
A beat
I
of the
think
modern-
Kev definitely matches Bach's prolific side. Because Kev
Like-
plays a song like every 2 minutes and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, seriously, like every time I check SoundCloud, it's like random person, Kay Faraday, random person, Kay Faraday. No matter what day it is.
I'm gonna check my SoundCloud right now. Alright, let's see.
Kev's definitely going to be there because of commissions, so.
Kay Faraday, somebody, Agi, Wing, Lucas Erickson, Kay Faraday.
Yeah.
Me, Raphael, Saveston, somebody, Kay
And meanwhile,
Faraday.
like once a month.
To the Jazz, somebody, don't know who that is. Monsquaz,
Squad.
somebody.
That's
me,
us.
I don't know who that is.
It's
Is
true.
that Sam? Oh, that's Jimmy Yoshi. It's Aji. Fyra Dark. Oh, okay, I think my SoundCloud feed is a lot more varied.
But there were
Oh
a lot
yeah,
of Kay
only
Faraday's.
like 50% of those were Kay Faraday.
Alright, oh god.
Next
yeah.
question.
Questions. Alright, hold on, let me count the questions.
He said, "What is real music?"
6, 7. Yeah, okay, we've got 7 questions left.
That's not too bad. We can get through these.
Yeah, and then we
Yeah.
can have the freestyle to finish it off.
I
Still am
am not freestyling.
All right.
I'll be a Flaminglog
That's
joint.
That's negotiable. Anyway,
Alright.
do you listen to your music regularly? I assume this means your own music.
Yes, but I think it's a bad idea. Well, not a bad idea, but you should definitely watch how much you listen to your music. Don't listen to it too much, but you should listen to music as you're making it. It's good to let it marinate, but when you're done with it, maybe stop listening to it so much. That can be a bad habit, I think, because then you're influencing your own style with yourself, and it's like, all right, how do I want to be a recursive artist? Oh, that's easy. Just listen to my own music over and over again. They're going to make the same song over and over again. So there you go.
I'm taking the complete other side of this. I listen
Really?
to my own music a lot, and I don't think it's had that effect on me. Like, my music is pretty varied, I think. And I listen to my music not so much for relaxation and enjoyment as, like, if I want to get an idea for something, I listen to something earlier I did and figure out how I could do it better. And
Hmm.
oftentimes I never rip melodies from earlier songs. It's just
Yeah.
not something I do. But I will take basic sound design ideas occasionally, or like, I should try writing something that does this, because despite this song doing thing A and thing B, it never does thing C.
That's fair. I think I see where you're coming from, but I still subscribe to my way of looking at it. But
Oh yeah, it's
I've been
understandable.
opened up.
I think we
I
can
think the
agree
thing.
that
Go ahead.
sorry. I think we could
It's fine.
agree that listening to your own music for pleasure is a bad idea.
Well, at the same time, I think it's fine to be proud of your music.
Oh
It's all
yeah.
right to listen to music because you're proud of it and you want to listen to it and you like the way it sounds. Because otherwise, why are you why are you making it? You know. But I think if you're overdoing it, that's when it gets dangerous.
Yeah.
If you're listening to it for pleasure forever, then it's like, come on, man, calm down.
I saw this
Uh,
comedy routine by Aziz Ansari once, where he was
uh,
talking about the time that he met Kanye West,
yeah.
and apparently Kanye West was just listening to some of his own music and said to Aziz Ansari, "Man, these beats are dope." So like
Oh, you
that's
really
the
think so?
point. That's the point where it becomes a problem, is when you listen to your own music and you're
Yeah,
just like,
that's where the
yeah,
ego gets
this
in
is
the way a little
great.
bit.
You might want to bring that up with Beard. Beard is going to defend you easy to the death.
That's what I think is interesting about making music in general is what inspires me the most. And I don't try and rely on inspiration too much. If I want to write, I will like if I feel obligated to write, if I got deadlines or whatever, you can't rely on inspiration anymore because what if it's not there? Anyways, but things that do inspire me and make me want to write even when I'm not obligated to is when I listen to a song that it's something I've never heard before. And it's just so interesting that it's like, that's what I want to do. I want to make that feeling for other people. And that's part of why I like music so much because it's just so interesting. So, yeah,
Good.
that's your heartfelt answer. What's the next question? We got to get going.
Yeah.
All right, all right. What is the earliest remembered artist you were a fan of?
Vert, whenever I saw him in a Something Awful video, and they were playing a remix of Bandit Town from Shantae, and I was like, what is this? And that's why I became a fan of chiptune. So there we go.
Hmm?
Is this just restricted to chiptune or no?
I don't think so.
No,
I just said that.
absolutely
If
not.
it weren't restricted to chiptune, then I'd probably say like Maroon 5 or something. When I
Yeah,
was
because
like
I
10,
know
I
there's
loved it.
always like things like, oh, I heard this on the radio and I like bought all their albums and I fucking hooked up a stereo to. I don't know how this works. I've never been much of a fan
Right.
of.
So I have three answers. I'm going to go through them real quick. The earliest
Sweet.
artist I remember being a fan of is Green Day. The earliest artist I remember being a fan of that I'm still a fan of is Queen. And the earliest artist I remember being a fan of that's in the chiptune community is probably Earth Devil.
Earth Devil. What was the first song
Yeah.
you heard? And
I heard this song called Offspring E-Beat, and it was
Oh,
like the offspring of
yeah.
violin and square game.
A lot of people like that.
Offspring of violin and square wave.
I remember
That was the name of the song.
People really like that. He had a lot of effects in it. That was like, I think it was a little ahead of people's time in Family Tracker. Like, not a lot of people figured out how to use it yet, and he did a lot of cool stuff with it. Just like, whoa. So that was cool.
All right. Let's see. Okay. Puke says his earliest remembered favorite artist was Weird Al. Jim says he added another question. I said fuck. All right. Okay. Next question. If you could attribute a color to your music, what would it be?
A color. Blue. Well, actually, no, because blue is associated with sadness sometimes, and I feel like a lot of my songs are really happy. So I'd say like a really bright purple. Like nauseatingly bright.
Like lime green levels of bright.
Yeah. To where you kind of have to squint at it. And it's like, I don't really want to look at this.
Well, at that point, you're going to be plagiarizing from really Jazz.
Wow. I thought his color would be like a mixture of red and green put together. Just like red and green independent of each other, because, you know, watermelons.
Watermelon.
Blello. I'm a fan of, I'm personally a blurple.
Be like yellowish white on a black canvas.
Ooh, I like that. That's like
kind of like splatter patterns and whatnot.
It's like a dark.
Like there's a lot of complexity, but it's also really simple.
I like that. That's a good way to describe it.
My color scheme is sort of just like dark blues and cyans. Like I built my entire color palette around four shades of blue. Like I can link my Bandcamp. You should go to my Bandcamp. I'm gonna plug my Bandcamp. Thanks.
Hey, check my SoundCloud. It's straight fire.
I'm clicking it. Nothing's happening. There we go. I'd say you've branded yourself well. Those colors I definitely associate with you because of that diamond avatar of yours.
I like that diamond. It's a good diamond. It's been there for me over the years.
It's a nice diamond.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm getting hungry. We gotta get these questions done.
Let's go.
All right.
Not to phone it in. I'm still gonna answer these questions to the best of my ability.
Didn't you say you would order Subway like in 5
I can't
hours?
order it. I have to actually go and get it.
All right, you can't order Subway. I keep forgetting.
That's fine.
All right.
Just make it all the better whenever I finally eat it.
We can't order it either. Anyway, which breed of dog is the best?
It's gotta be Golden Retriever. They have the best personality.
Pug.
That's it.
Pug?
I
German
like
Shepherd.
pugs. I think pugs are very silly. They're very nice, but Golden Retrievers just have the best personality in my opinion. They're very loyal, they're very nice dogs, and they're good at fetching.
Old golden retrievers, like wise golden retrievers.
Yup. They're the best dogs ever, especially old ones, because they're just so nice. They'll come up and greet anybody. They don't even care.
Dogs.
So there we go. Dog chat with me, MKSR, and Flaminglog.
Yeah, I'd say German Shepherds because, like, when you think of a dog, you think like loyalty, obedience, intelligence, companionship, and like those are all things like the German Shepherd exemplifies. Like, I've had a German Shepherd before. Very, very good dog. Very smart.
Yeah. I've never had a German Shepherd, but I know people that have, and they very much like their dogs. And you know what? I respect it. Maybe if I had one, I'd change my mind, but right now, gotta say Golden Retriever.
Dogs are good.
It's a good way to end that question. Next question.
Alright, final one from Beard. What's the best kind of sushi?
Well, you know I've only had one kind, and that's California rolls, and I really like them, so that's what I'll say.
California rolls. Snoop Dogg. Okay, I don't think that's... Okay, here we are.
Nope.
Inside out cucumber crab meat. You really like seafood.
Well, that's the thing. I would have more sushi. I'd love to try more sushi, but I've never had it. Every time I go to a restaurant that sells it, like which Japanese restaurants I go to, I usually get the hibachi kind of thing where they grill in front of you, and that stuff's really good. They get some real good sauces. So, in that regard, I have very much shirked sushi when I really shouldn't be, because I'm sure there's a lot of it out there that I'm missing out on.
I think my favorite sushi is probably eel. I like eel.
Ooh.
I actually just went to sushi, and like my current Facebook profile picture is me dual wielding chopsticks, like one in each, or a pair in each hand, and like.
Damn.
Can you capably use chopsticks? Because
I-
judging you here. I am judging you here.
Oh yeah, I can capably use chopsticks.
Good. Because
Like,
I've got my eyes on this image of you on the monitor. That's yeah, that's.
These are
pretty good.
pens, but you get the point.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I keep looking to the YouTube video to see what you're doing, and then I realize I should be looking at Skype. I'm like, he said these are pens. I'm like, yeah, but you're not even holding anything right now.
It's okay. You'll be able to see it when the stream
you're
is over
holding
in
pens.
like
That's
another
true.
hour.
That's true.
All right. Let's see. Okay, Bakabut asks one more for commandycan specifically. Ooh.
Okay.
What's up with Triflake?
Triflake?
You have to give some context on that.
All right. Here's some context. Back before I used commandycan as a name, I used the name Triflake, and I used it on the Family Tracker forums and whatever. And whenever I uploaded videos on YouTube of my Family Tracker stuff, it would be on the account commandycan. I didn't have an account named Triflake, and I didn't feel like making another account, so whatever. And then after a while, I started getting more recognition on my YouTube channel for my Family Tracker stuff as opposed to the Family Tracker forums. So I started just using the name commandycan, and that was really confusing for some people sometimes because after Famicom 7, on the Family Tracker forums, I was like, all right, thanks everybody for getting me second place. And then they were like, wait, you're commandycan? I was like, yeah. I thought that was obvious, but apparently it wasn't. So now I try to be a little bit more across the board with it. I'm commandycan, not Triflake. So there we go.
All right, good. Okay, to the Jazz asking, what do you think of Carly Rae Jepsen and her new album E bullet point Mo bullet point Shun?
Well, I think she's the one that did Call Me Baby, I think, and
Yep.
I honestly kind of like that song. It's nice, it's fun to listen to. Not all pop songs are bad. It's a little bit, I don't know, maybe it's generic, but I don't care if it is because I like the way it sounds. So that's how I feel. Crucify me. But I don't know anything about the new album Motion. So sorry I didn't answer your question at all.
I liked Call Me Maybe, but I haven't heard E.Mo.Shun. That sounds like
makes me
it's a
think of
really
that
vaporwave
relationship.
title.
Maybe it is Vaporwave. I'll look this up. Carly Rae Jepsen Emotion.
It just makes me think of that Aerosmith song, Sweet Emotion.
Oh, it's stylized like that fucking 80s thing where they'd have like the neon writing and it's got like dots in it. Like Friends.
Oh.
Yeah, it's basically the Friends logo except it says emotion.
That's amazing.
That's basically it.
Nice. Did she have Joey on as a special guest?
I wonder if
We're
they,
almost out of questions.
Nice.
Oh my god. I'm just scrolling down. There's like 3 left, and one of them was mine. It's not even a real question. You're gonna have to answer one.
You're asking how many questions are you willing to answer? How many
2
questions?
more.
I see. Oh wait, this one isn't even.
Oh,
the
well then
Jazz
I'm willing to answer one extra question.
To the Jazz says To the Jazz asks breaking fourth wall. Okay, well, that's I deem that bad meta humor. Sentencing him to death.
Aw.
Gone. Bye.
R.I.P. Watermelon. There's an anime clip about a watermelon that I saw on r/anime. I'm gonna show it to him.
Can't believe To the Jazz is actually an anime.
It shows the resilience of watermelons. It's very noble. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah.
This is
Answer it. Answer fourth wall. Okay, I answer it with yes.
Yes.
To the death. Very final question.
Alright.
Here we go.
Here's the finale. Here's the one everyone's been waiting for. On large scales, societies build symbols, laws, religious meaning systems, cultures, and belief systems to explain the significance of life, define what makes certain characteristics, skills, and talents extraordinary, reward others whom they find exemplify certain attributes, and punish or kill others who do not adhere to their cultural worldview. On an individual level, self-esteem provides a buffer against death-related anxiety. Agree? Yes or no?
Agree whether or not that's a fact.
I think it's very well put.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Those are just
Who
means-
wrote that? Was that you?
I think it was Jim's.
Really?
I don't.
I think
That
Jim's
doesn't
made a little
surprise
comment.
me at all. That's such a thing that Jims would write.
It's like, it reminds me, what are those
I like
fucking
talking to
like,
Jim's about stuff.
rants?
I
about,
love
like,
Jims.
God.
Like Jims is
Yeah,
one of
honestly,
my
let's just make this
favorites.
the Jim's podcast.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
podcast of the gyms.
Jims, I love you, and I wish you nothing but the best success in life. And please continue being my friend.
It reminds me of like, what were those fucking like really infamous rants that guy from, what's it like, 2001 or
George
2000? George, not George Carlin, but it was
He
like,
rants about life a lot. Except he's a lot more cynical.
they're like infamous rants because they're just really strangely formatted and they're incoherent and they're like
What, really?
emails or something. I don't remember.
Is that like InfoWars or something? I think this is a lot more coherent than that. I mean, if he says agree, yes, no, I say yes, I agree. Maybe there's more to it than that, but that's a very compact way of putting it. So there you go. And maybe it was a joke question. We weren't even supposed to answer it anyways.
Prime cat footage.
But hey, I answered it legitimately because that's how it should be. Answer hard-hitting questions with hard-hitting
Oh, the
answers.
paws twitching. Oh.
I think. Was that the last question? Are we done? There's a Tengu in the chat. Isn't that supposed to be a Tengu? Don't they have the big noses?
I think so. I only know about Tengus from Toho.
Wow.
Juan,
I know nothing about Toho except for the new American Toho that's out. She has like an American.
I love
pattern.
the American Toho.
Oh, clown
I love
piece.
America.
Oh
I love
my
this.
Yeah.
fucking god. Oh,
Oh, yeah,
fuck
and
this stage.
the Toho that K Faraday used for our candy fan. What's your face?
Notori Kawashiro.
Yeah.
She's my favorite Toho
The-
character.
the blue
my
hair-
favorite. Mine.
Isn't she like a robot or something?
No, she's Kappa, but she's basically the fucking engineer of the
Okay,
Toho
so
unit.
that's where I got the robot.
Let me hold on. Okay, I'm gonna quickly add monitor capture to the stream, and I'm going to show, and I'm just gonna screen share as well, so I can show you fucking the American Toho.
The American.
Absolute bullshit. The worst thing I have ever played in my life. I cannot beat it. It's just undoable.
I think it looks hilarious. It makes me interested in Toho. Apparently, the Toho series is really good, like as a shoot 'em up, but I've never played that kind of game.
Here we go. Okay, and I'll screen share that. It's just okay. Here we go. th15.exe, and it's like, oh, okay, it does that. Yeah, Windows 7, thanks.
Cool.
But it's like,
We got that double deck.
yeah, I think I'm gonna have to quickly reboot that process.
Oh wow, me or
Oh my
Tengu?
god. It's recursive.
There it goes. Oh, it's me!
Mario.
Wow. This is just an adventure? I am very happy right now.
Rants
This is
from
a
the
great-
90s. Whatever happened to parachute pants? I mean, really.
Alright, okay, it might have just crashed. No.
Are you
Okay,
loading
there it is.
Toho right now?
Fama tracker.
How do you pronounce that?
Toho?
Toho. Okay.
Yeah.
Some people call it
I wanted to
Tuhu,
make
some
sure
people
about it because I've seen it written
Yeah,
a bunch of times.
Whoa, there's the
Alright,
script.
okay, but here it is. Okay. Here's Raisin, the best character, Lunarian, good, comes from Moon. Okay, here's continuing. This is where I'm stuck. Look at this piece of shit. Look at this piece of shit. This is normal mode. This is normal mode.
Oh.
Okay, just look at this pattern. This is
I mean-
normal mode. You have to easily 50 seconds of this. I can't do it. It makes me so pissed. And like, all the cars that come before that are even worse. It's just unbelievable. Can't do it. It's horrible. I hate cloud beasts. I
That's
hate
a little hard to read. There's so many colors.
I hate America. This is I hate America. I hate America. Sorry, America.
It's just, it kind of hurts my brain.
Can't do it. I hate clown piece.
Moon shoes. Yeah, let's talk about moon shoes.
Okay, let's disable them all.
Best part of the 90s. Also, those shoes that have wheels on them, I think they call them wheelies.
Oh,
Heelys. Oh my god, no, I want Heelys so badly. You have no idea.
I remember kids in middle school having them, and I was like, whoa, those guys are so cool.
I want Heelys.
This color vomit trash. I like the mosaic in the background, that's alright. Too bad I can't understand anything. Is there really a Disney font? That's actually incredible.
Alright. Okay, I think we've got one final thing queued up for tonight,
Oh.
which is Flaminglog. You've got to give a freestyle.
Okay,
it.
well, you gotta give me a subject.
Alright, your subject is the internet. There we go.
The internet? Just the internet? That's really vague.
Okay.
Get specific. The more specific, the better.
You
Okay.
could freestyle over an unfinished FTM of mine.
Okay. Gamer culture. Give me the unfinished FTM. I'll just play that in the background.
Alright, give me a sec here.
I'm probably not going to be able to match it very well.
I don't care.
It's,
That's
that's true. Well, how about you
Okay.
give it to... Oh, wait, yeah, that's not going to work. Never mind. How are you going to match it? That won't happen. Just do it without it. Never mind.
Yeah. It'll
Social justice
totally work.
warriors telling me how to write. I don't get anything from them, but despite the fact that they never give me money, they're telling me how to write. My future's never sunny. This isn't the way that I wanted my industry to be. Fuck. And there's never gonna be a Half-Life 3. This is the world
Oh,
we
beautiful.
created. It's all that we have. What the fuck rhymes with have? Damn. Okay, is the FTM started yet?
No, not.
Oh, no, we're not doing that. I thought that was broken.
Oh,
Okay, you know what I'll do? I'll play.
What does rhyme with have?
I'll play your call.
I know. I'm trying to think, and like, what?
Alright.
'Cause anything else that's VE is like Ave.
Yeah, I mean salve, but there's no like. Man, I never thought of that as a word that couldn't be rhymed.
I'm gonna go to Rhyme Zone. We're gonna find what rhymes
Yeah,
with
tell me.
have.
Please help me do this
A
freestyle.
calf, like like you know, like a calf.
Calf?
Like Lodge.
Yeah. Flav. That doesn't even count.
Bavarian?
Have.
Bavarian? There's Lodge Bavarian on there.
The other meaning of have is to have something, cut it in half.
Oh, hell.
Nav, like short for navigate, I guess. Yahweh, like, or is that Yahweh? The
Right.
name for the God
That's-
of the Old Testament.
That's the
That is
thing about
not-
freestyles as opposed to like written shit is like you have to watch
Chav,
for that.
yeah.
Like, you can corner yourself really easily.
that's a good one. Chav works, except
Chav.
don't really have that in English vernacular.
The only
I
people
guess.
playing COD anymore are chavs.
American. There you go.
Excuse
American.
me, chav is in our English
Yeah,
vernacular.
in your English, not our.
Not my English vernacular. Only chavs say chav.
This is cultural appropriation, so just bite down and bear it.
Cab. Cab.
You can get it in writing, but before I'll hand it over, I'll tear it. So stare at these lines as they dribble out my mouth. This started out pretty well, but it's only going south.
Bongo. Solo. Cha-cha this time.
N64 is scary, says commandycan's child. And nothing's
Wow.
more hairy than
A
a
beast that
cat
is wild.
that's gone wild.
Oh.
Mild is the least good type of salsa.
Oh, that's
The
not
best
true.
kind of wood for model airplanes is balsa.
Is it
This
balsa or
isn't even
balsa?
about gaming anymore. I failed as a rapper.
No, this is true.
This hat is making me look very fly and dapper.
This is true gamer culture.
All right.
Again, right to the heartstrings of it.
I'm not a gamer, and I'm not a rapper either. But I'm gonna end this man's career like a giant meat cleaver.
Damn.
I am literally on fire right now.
Oh my
Can
god.
I stop? I'm very uncomfortable with myself.
That's good. All right. Here's some rhymes for you. My
Alright.
name's commandycan, and I like to party. And when I'm late, they call me tardy.
Hold
Thank
on,
you.
hold
Thank
on.
you.
Hold on, Golgi once. Hold on, let me check.
No, he's not allowed.
Yeah, I know, hold on.
I didn't even know what he said.
Here we go. Fuck dick shit ass. Okay, let's see. It's the fucking like social media parody 1 hour contest. Anissa just submitted this and it's like new statuses. Little Anth. Hey, check out this sick fucking rap I made. Fuck Obama and his mama. Politics suck and I wanna fuck. Go libertarians.
Go libertarian. I like the ending.
Big Anth.
Very
Like,
avant-garde.
to the jizz. I just won another OHC, lol. I think I fucking talked about this side when I was doing this with Golgi as well. Jeez.
I still think the best site that I ever put together for an HTML OHB was Basebook, which was Facebook but completely centered around Lil B. And like it blatantly broke like every rule because like a lot of it was you can only use images that are like not taken from the internet. You have to generate every image that's used. But I just downloaded pictures of Lil B and put them up.
Hold on, I'm looking for this. Where are we? 5
Facebook.
others. Alright, Lil B on that network. .zip. Scored 1.65 out of 35.
I'm honestly surprised it was even positive because it was late as hell too.
Flaminglog, this is the best thing I've ever done. K Faraday, it's also a rule breaker, don't do it again.
Yeah, Kay Faraday was like really harsh about that. Like, if you do this again, like I will give you an ailment. Don't do this again.
Well, gotta uphold
So I-
the law.
Yeah, I didn't do it again.
I guess that's fair. Oh, I just took a screenshot on my iPhone.
Good. I'm gonna open Lil B on that network just so I can end this podcast in the correct
Yeah, how are we gonna
mindset.
end this? I think we need to end this with an air horn. Just give me a sec here.
I swear to God.
What? What are you gonna do? If I blow this air horn, what's gonna happen?
I don't know.
Alright, well,
So,
what do you have to say to that? That's what I fucking thought.
Oh, yeah.
That app
MK
actually
is
turns up
so
my
done
voice.
with you right now.
Wait, who gets to pick the next people that are going to be on the podcast?
You both get to pick.
Okay.
Three, exactly.
Let me see. I think you should get Warlord on. Is he still active?
Maybe.
You could probably get him. He just commented on a couple decade things. Oh, hi Train. Let me look at some people that are active because I think it's get Ship Champion and Warlord. I think that'd be a good combination.
Oh yeah, Chip Champion and Warlord, two of the highest.
Chip Champion doesn't even know who I am, so the fact that I'm suggesting him, he'll probably be like, "What the hell?"
Oh yeah, this text file has just told me, reminder to self, coerce Flaminglog into doing acrobatics. Very important.
Well, bad news because my cat hasn't moved.
Oh my god, it's been nearly 3 hours.
Yeah, my cat likes me.
What a good cat.
She is a good cat. She prevented me from breaking my neck.
How? Oh, right. I thought there was going to be like an anecdote about how your cat fucking contacted emergency services by like meowing in Morse code or something. Oh, it could. Can your cat do that?
Yeah, I think leaving on the cat is a good way to end the podcast.
Alright. Well, in that case, let's see.
Oh, hey, my cat just left.
Oh, do it.
Alright.
Alright, we're gonna see some prime acrobatics. Oh boy. This is it, this is the hype.
Oh, baby. Look at that bike.
He's gonna land on something sharp. He's going to land on something sharp.
Oh my god. Don't do it. Oh my god. Close enough. That's your ending, folks.
That was a terrible idea.
Good podcast. Thanks, everyone. I'm not even the host. Why am I saying this? Alright.
Well.
Thanks for having me. That was fun.
Yeah, that was good.
I'm gonna go to Subway and then I'm gonna watch a Satanic video apparently.
Good. You and Jims can go down this hellhole together.
Anyone that wants to join us, you're more than welcome to.
There is absolutely no way that anyone's going to break this record for the longest podcast.
Maybe.
It's like a 3-hour podcast.
Yeah, it says 2 minutes 52, like 40.
We were able to talk to each other.
Yeah, this was a good one.
Alright.
Let's hope that the outro does not have as many technical difficulties as the intro did. So that'll be farewell from me. And
alright, peace out, guys. Bye.
Please enjoy Opus 6.
Namaste. Namaste.
Alright, bye. Okay, there we go.